Because we live, bitches! Howdy, everybody. It's me. Yes, I'm back. Back for another episode of the Horror Movie Club. The club where, what do? We talk about horror movies, of course. This week, we are talking about Assignment Terror from 1970. This is actually, I believe, the second Paul Naschy movie where he plays Valdemar Daninsky. Now, who's Paul Naschy? Paul Naschy was basically the Spanish Lon Chaney. He played a werewolf, Valdemar Daninsky, I think in something like 12 movies. He also played the Frankenstein monster, a Hunchback, Phantom of the Opera, the Mummy. I mean, you name the horror character, Dracula. You name the horror character, he pretty much portrayed him at one point or another. Really interesting, really fascinating figure. Tonight's movie is very wacky. It is kind of like the best way I could describe it is it's kind of like a Spanish version of House of Frankenstein, which was the first of the Universal monster alleys. You know, where they took Dracula and the Frankenstein monster and the Wolfman and they threw them all together to have, of course, a big monster rumble. And it's actually also a lot like Plan 9 from Outer Space. The plot is actually very much like Plan 9 from Outer Space in some respects. And then it's also a little bit like Destroy All Monsters, where aliens come from outer space and they're like, well, we gotta take over Earth. Well, how are we gonna take it over? Well, first let's just fuck it up by just turning its monsters loose. And that'll soften the human race up nicely. But this is a fun movie, and you can watch it for yourself by clicking on the link below in the description. It will take you to an absolutely free, 100% free, unedited version of this movie. And it's actually a pretty sweet print that's on the YouTubes that I linked to. But anyway, enough of my yakking. Let me bring on my boy, ya boy, Matt. What's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Son, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Look what I got.
Oh snap! Damn, I'm jelly. You know what else I'm jelly about? You got that Deathstalker 2. I went to go pick it up yesterday to do a review of it, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not out yet." I'm like, "Oh, that's funny because my buddy over in New York, he has it." Yeah. And I was just, he's like, "Really?" And he's like, "Oh, I thought it was Deathstalker versus Barbaric." And I'm like, "Oh, I want that too." And then I went the whole 3-parter of that. So yeah, I'm waiting for that one, man. But fuck, you guys.
Well, they're doing a Deathstalker Barbaric crossover.
Yeah, it's in the same. They actually put Deathstalker in the Barbaric universe, so that's going to be the book that kind of like, you know, announce, or I mean, kind of makes it come to fruition, I guess. Well, but it's in the universe right now.
Well, so. Barbaric is awesome, and the Deathstalker comic is awesome. And I told you they had this, and I was just like, do you have this? And you were like, nah. So grab that shit for you. I thought this was just one comic. It's not.
The 4,
it's
right?
All 4 issues.
Oh wow, dude.
Still sealed. With the trading cards.
That's sick, bro. Damn, dude. So Berserker got on that.
4 issues. I'll bounce this in the mail to you tomorrow. And
Thanks,
then we got my boy Preston. What's up, Preston? Nice shirt.
It's one of my favorites. Just like this movie. This is my all-time favorite. You describing it as like our Destroy All Monsters of like the Universal Monsters. That's exactly what this is. It's like the greatest. When I discovered this, I was just searching through Tubi, seeing what kind of cool shit they had, like old stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? And it turned out to be like a diamond in the rough. It was so badass.
Really rough.
Yeah. And then, of course, we got our boy Jeff. What's up, Jeff? Say hi to everybody.
Hey, how you doing? Hello, everybody. Hello, interwebs people.
Did you watch tonight's movie? Have you seen Assignment Terror by any chance?
I have notes. You
watched it and you took notes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I scribbled down some stuff because I was watching it last night, and then I watched some of it today, and like just before the show, and I'm just like, it's hilarious. Well, it's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. It is a diamond in the rough,
right?
Emphasis on rough.
I have to say, I never liked this movie, and it was one of the few movies that they showed of Spanish horror films that they showed on TV when I was a kid, right? Because what kid is not going to want to fucking watch a movie like this that has all like the Universal monsters in it, although they're not the Universal monsters. You'll notice that even the Frankenstein monster, they don't even say Frankenstein; they say kind of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Right. And the vampire isn't Dracula, and the werewolf isn't Lawrence Talbot, the Wolfman. It is Valdemar Daninsky. Valdemar Daninsky was the character, the werewolf character that Paul Naschy played in. My God, it's like even I don't know how many movies. I think it was something like 12. And
wow.
Yeah, and so the
that's a lot.
This was his second turn as the character, and he actually wrote the script for this.
Looked like he was hitting the weights. He looked a little more stockier in this one.
Oh, dude!
I looked at his back. I was like, damn, that fool's been doing some lats, dude.
I was gonna say, like you see him in scenes like this, like especially when they go to find the mummy, and he's wearing this white T-shirt. His arm right in the sleeve, and you're just like, damn, that dude is yoked.
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah, dude. I know.
I
like how he shines the flashlight on the one part of the wall that you know is going to give way. All the bricks are lined up.
They know how to dig is by using.
Yeah, like right there, right where the bricks are fresh.
Yes.
I got to show something off real quick.
Yeah, please. Oh yeah, I got that one. Is that great? Kronos, Vampire Hunter.
Yeah. The art in here is insane too.
Is it great?
Like it's amazing. It's so badass, dude.
I know. I have to get every issue of that. Wish they had like an omnibus edition.
Yeah, I know, right? they should reprint all those books, dude.
Especially with the John Bolton adaptations that they have of the movies in there. Like that has like a pretty good little like I think it's maybe 12-page adaptation of Captain Kronos the Vampire Hunter. One of my favorite movies. One of my top 10. You know, Kronos is probably my third favorite character. I would say number one, of course, is Solomon Kane. Right?
Oh, okay.
It's not even close, right? It's not even close. Solomon Kane's my favorite fictitious character of all time. And Captain Kronos is like almost like a close second, I would say. He's like way up there. And he's completely different too. He smokes weed, he meditates.
The captain.
He's into the ladies, you know.
He's way different.
Doesn't mind having a little, stopping to have a little horizontal refreshment with the local ladies. But yeah, no. The thing about Paul Naschy was he was a guy who, when he was a little boy, went to see Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, which was for me when I was a little kid a life-changing experience. It wasn't particular for him because he saw the poster and he wanted to see it, but they wouldn't let little kids in to see horror movies at that time. And he wanted in. He wasn't going to take no for an answer. And so he would come back to the movie theater every single fucking day and just beg, like, the people there, just please, just let me see this movie. And finally, they were just like, okay, come on. Just, we it's
Shawshank Redemption.
We got to hook the little brother up.
Yeah.
So they let him in, and he watched that movie, and it started a lifetime love affair with horror for him. And he ended up being a lot of different things. Like, first he was a soccer player, but then he like fucked up his ankle or something like that, and so there went his soccer career. And so he was like, okay, well, I'll become a weightlifter, not a bodybuilder, a weightlifter.
Yeah,
right. Power fucking lifter.
Yeah,
and that's why he's so fucking yoked. And he became like a circus strongman. At another point, he was like a pulp novelist. Like he was like all of these different things. And then, of course, when he got into movies, into motion pictures, he was a writer, he was a producer, he was a director, and of course, also a actor. And, the weird thing about this movie and about all Spanish horror movies in general is that they were made in Spain when Spain was a military dictatorship.
That's crazy.
Right? You guys know about like the Spanish Civil War, right?
Yeah.
Only
versus the Republicans, I think.
Yeah, right? There's a couple of movies that Guillermo del Toro had to do with that were set right then, like Pan's Labyrinth and the Devil's
Backbone.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. God, what a great movie.
Thing is, technically, even though they were called fascists, Spain, when it was taken over by Generalissimo Francisco Franco, who died in like 1975. So he was in power for like a long ass fucking time, right? Like power. Fucking like 30 years or something.
Right.
It was very mellow for a dictatorship. I remember going with my family to Madrid when I was like a little boy, and it was, it felt like, it didn't feel like a dictatorship at all. Kind of like, with the Iron Curtain, you had, the really gray countries like East Germany, Poland, the places that just really fucking sucked. And then you had like Yugoslavia, which had nude beaches and softcore pornography, right? Where it was just kind of mellow. And I guess the Spanish culture was just kind of mellow by nature. I mean, they've got siesta there.
Yeah,
right?
During the day. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, which is basically about having sex in the afternoon.
Well, that was about.
I'm keeping it real. It's like nap time? No, that's like time for some loving. Is what that's really about.
That knocks you out for the second shift, man.
Yeah, right.
Come back from lunch, you're like, I don't want to do a damn thing. I've already done everything I wanted to do.
Who wants to just bust a nut in the evening? I mean, and I've always been more of a morning guy myself, but a little afternoon delight.
I'm more of an anytime guy, to be quite honest.
I'm a morning guy too, but like I gotta go in the morning. I gotta leave the house.
I gotta ask you one more thing. Did you hear about a movie called Old Henry?
Old Henry? No.
Yeah. No. I didn't either, but I seen it recently, and it's about Jesse James. Like,
nice.
Everybody thought he died, but he didn't, and he's retired. Yeah, dude, it's fucking awesome. I was like, this is insane, dude.
Is this new?
It came out like 4 years ago or something like that.
Okay, that's new.
And I was like,
yeah, pretty new.
Yeah, but there's so many movies like that I haven't even heard about. And they're like, I've been like, every now and then there's this thing called movie spoilers. It's a YouTube channel, and he'll come on and the title of his videos is, man dies from caterpillar in his brain or something like that, right? And you're like,
RFK.
I have to hear this. And so he posted something about like Jesse James. And I was like, holy shit, let me check this out. So I watched the video and I was like, dude, I got to see this movie. I was like, where the hell have I been?
It's funny to say that, man.
And then there's like so many movies that I just have on my list that just haven't I just haven't gotten around to yet, including movies that I know for sure. It's like I should have seen this a long time ago, but I don't have a good excuse. Like for some reason, I just never get around to watching them. But yeah, let me introduce a little something here. Made a little video for the week in horror. I do need to get into the week in horror because there is some pretty cool news.
They're making a Young Guns 3, and
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's based on a diary by Billy the Kid that allegedly he lived, and it's like one work of fiction or possible.
Billy the Kid's coming back hard, dude.
Yeah, he's trying to make the movie, and Lou Diamond Phillips signed up, and one other of the other two, I think Christian Slater signed up.
They all died.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to try to work it in somehow. They said.
Did you know Tom Cruise was in Young Guns?
I know he was in.
Yeah,
he was, but nobody knew it because he was like one of the bad guys. He was.
Oh, was it just like a cameo? Like he was just like, I want in on this.
Well, they said he was on set doing like Mission Impossible or something like that, some crazy shit. And he went and walked over to their cast where they were filming at.
Yeah.
And the director's like, hey, you want to be in the movie? It's like
he's in there.
Yeah,
he's got a mustache and everything.
Yeah.
I think he shoots the gun.
That's cool. Let me see. Where the hell did I put that?
But I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too.
I guess there's 4 werewolf movies coming out. One of which is called Werewolves Year 2, and it's basically Werewolves meets The Purge, and it actually has Frank Grillo in it, the guy that looks like Frank Castle, and he's going to be in it. And it's basically the town fucking every how many years there's like a massive like lunar moon full moon, and the whole town turns into werewolves. And then the people that are like new to the town and like visitors or whatnot, they just get devoured, And it's supposed to be like the best werewolf movie since The Howling, they say.
When is it supposed to be released? Like this year or next year?
That one's coming out this year. There's also another one coming out this year with there's also The Wolfman coming out this year, the remake of that.
Another one?
Oh, I'm loathing that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can do better than the.
I'm not excited about that one.
No.
And there's also another one with Kit Harington coming out where he's like a 7-foot werewolf from Game of Thrones, Jon Snow.
Yeah.
That one. And then later next year, there's one called Big Bad, which is a werewolf coming out, a movie coming out where like it's like a family taking on a werewolf. I don't know. But
I can say the vampire movie Abigail was fucking awesome, dude. That shit was like,
I heard that's good, but it's also one of those movies where it's like From Dusk Till Dawn, where it's like it's supposed to be a surprise that she's a vampire, but then all the advertisements.
It happens right in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, wow.
I see. I haven't watched it yet, so
I've seen it. It was good, dude. It was a really good movie.
That's what I keep hearing. But
I see a Wolfman review starring Ryan Gosling. Is that a thing, or is that old? And
he's producing it. He's producing it. He wanted to act in the movie. They wanted him to act and direct it, and he said, "Fuck that," but I'll produce it. So that's basically what happened. That's the one. That's the one coming out with the. I think Blumhouse is doing it. We'll see though. We'll see if it sucks or not. I'll check it out.
It's by the guy that did that fucking awful piece of shit version of The Invisible Man. You know, the version of The Invisible Man that doesn't even have The Invisible Man in it.
You just
the suit.
Trashed my hopes.
Right? The thing is, it's about a family that's being stalked by a werewolf. So it's not even about Lawrence Talbot.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, that Invisible Man movie, like they should have called it something else. It's like a psychological, like stalker movie. It's really good. It's really good, but as in a Invisible Man movie, that it is not.
No.
I like the one with. I thought the one with Kevin Bacon was good because it went into the psychology.
That's like the spiritual sequel.
Hollow Man was the shit.
Yeah, Josh Brolin.
I mean, that's Verhoeven, you know.
Verhoeven's
that was his.
You know, Verhoeven was a fucking ringer, man.
Yeah, I didn't know that was his. It didn't have the same tone as like Starship Troopers or anything, because I guess it wasn't a satire.
God, I hated Starship Troopers.
I know, me too.
I thought it was great.
I love that movie so much.
I know it has its.
My wife
I love that movie.
agrees with you.
Your wife liked Starship Troopers.
I thought Starship Troopers was great because I mean,
most women liked it because of the
I like Starship Troopers the same way that I like
Denise Richards back then.
The Batmans that were like the advanced, like the new versions of the 60s Adam West Batman. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they were stupid. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that movie has its defenders. I am not one of them. I mean, first of all, it's like you make a Starship Troopers movie and there's no MI armor. What? What? Because that's the most memorable image from Starship Troopers. You know, the Heinlein novel is the fucking MI armor. These guys fucking basically marching around in these suits that make them look like armored gorillas. Yeah. You know, with jetpacks and laser guns and all this.
I imagine it's something like Front Mission. You know, Front Mission where like the guns are so big that the arms have to be jacked up like this and the head's like so low. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean there are even interpretations of that armor that actually look kind of like shaped kind of like a gorilla, because that's how Rico describes the MI armor. He describes
speaking of armor,
it makes it look like an armored gorilla.
Speaking of armor, like have you guys checked out any of the Warhammer like shorts? Yeah. Like they're fucking crazy, dude. They're so badass. The Death Angels, like they had one about, they're like, oh, I hope they send the Death Angels coming. They just murder everybody, dude.
I was excited for that show, man. I was really excited for it. I'm stuck.
Yeah, I wasn't, just because I knew it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I was like,
there's no way. The cartoons. I don't really care about the show. I was like, this is gonna be amazing.
No, I would love to see an animated series, but the thing is Henry Cavill is done. He is done.
They have an animated series. They have a bunch of them.
Finished. They hate his guts.
Yeah, he's he talked too much shit about, things should be, the way they were originally intended to be.
Right.
And not.
Right, because he's
fan. Like, so Witcher season 4? No.
He just won't go along to get along. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's why.
You know what? Maybe he needs to be out.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You better pack his bags and leave.
Toxic gamer, bro.
Well, that's what I'd want from my Superman, to be quite honest.
Language and slang.
That's the exact way I'd want Superman to act, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, either do it right or, fuck it.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up, and it's uncool. It is deviant, and we do not want it. Let me see if I can bring up. I don't know if you guys have seen the new Alien trailer.
Yeah. I'm excited for that, dude. There's a lot of movies coming out I want to watch. Like, I still want to see Furiosa. I know everybody hates it, but I really like the Mad Max lore.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it.
Beetlejuice. I want to see Beetlejuice.
I want to see Beetlejuice.
I want to see Nosferatu. I don't want to see Venom. I don't want to see Venom. That looks stupid to me.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on with that? They have a horse that turns into Venom or something like that. Like,
I'm just not feeling it, man. Like, I'll watch The Crow just because I don't know.
I'll watch it on streaming.
I don't want to see it, but I want.
Maybe. I'll see it on.
I'll pay $5
on streaming. I'm not going to the movies.
Right, I'm not going to. No way.
I'll pay $5. I mean, it looks good, but if it wasn't Draven, but I mean, we've talked about it a bunch of times.
Dude, I seen Godzilla -1, like again in English because they got the English version out.
Is that the shit?
Dude, it is so badass.
Yeah. I told everybody, like, go see it in the fucking theater. Go see that in a fucking theater, motherfuckers.
It blows away like the American Godzilla. And let me ask everybody right now. I want to get everybody's opinion. Like. Okay, Godzilla, like King Kong, Godzilla X, whatever, Kong X. So that little gorilla that was on, that was helping King Kong out.
Little Kong, yeah.
Was that not Morty from Rick and Morty?
I've never seen Rick and Morty.
Right? Dude, I'm telling you, that thing was modeled after Morty. It looked exactly like
You're right. You might be. Well, here's the thing. The director of that, Adam Wingard, clearly was taking the piss, right? Like, that's a movie that's just watchable and entertaining just because it has just the sheer fucking crazy energy, right?
Yep.
You know, it just carries,
he ain't coming back
it
either.
carries you along.
I hated the storyline. The storyline
It's
was
terrible.
garbage.
It's stupid. I mean, it's Godzilla. It's King Kong versus Godzilla 3. Right?
The only reason it was
Really
watchable was because they had Godzilla.
King Kong versus Godzilla movies. Seriously,
No, you don't need all
I liked
that.
it.
It's not special.
it's okay.
It's not special anymore.
It's all right. It's just like to me, it's like when people are complaining about like Halloween Kills. I was like, what part of Halloween 13 do you not understand?
Plus, I don't think he had
all the work
of
like,
how
lower your
Godzilla is supposed to move. You know what I'm saying? Like, Godzilla didn't move like that. He's not supposed to move like that.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing: the only true Godzilla is Toho Godzilla.
Boom.
I agree with that.
The American
Right
Godzilla is not fucking Godzilla.
No, that's like a
Godzilla.
It's like a Big Mac. Yeah. American Godzilla is like a Big Mac. It's like McDonald's. You know
now look at this.
It's quick and easy.
It's a Royale with cheese.
It's a Royale with cheese.
Matt, do you want to get one of these for your kids? You think?
Oh man,
isn't that sick? Yeah, Mezco's releasing a fucking 18-inch Art the Clown plush.
You know, I was looking on Temu, right?
Nice. That reminds me of.
I was looking on Temu and AliExpress, and they have Art the Clown all over that motherfucker. The action figures, they got posters, they got blankets, they got all that shit.
He's the new shit. He's the new Freddy Krueger. He's the new Jason Voorhees. He's the new Michael Myers. He is like the new slasher icon.
Dude, have you seen the trailer for that new slasher movie? It's pretty big right now. The one where like it's behind him the whole time, where he's murdering everybody. You should be getting like prompts for it on your phone, like if you're on Twitter and YouTube and shit. But and it's filmed like it has that camera view, like Arkham City, you know, like bottom left hand corner of the camera. You're behind the person walking, you know. Well, you're behind the killer, and he's like Jason Voorhees, and he's huge. He's just like.
Is that the one where he's wearing like a burlap sack or something like that?
Something, yeah, something.
I keep hearing great things about that. What was it called? The Killing Time, or no?
I think so. Something like that. I got to check it out though. But I was just like, yeah, that shit sounds pretty dope. You gotta check it out.
Horror. Look, it's the best time ever to be a horror fan. Like it's not even close. Horror is right now bigger than it's ever been. That means, of course, you're going to get a lot of shitty horror movies, but you're also going to get a lot of dope ones too.
Yeah, I plan on going to the movies a lot this year, like the end of the year. Me and the wife have been talking about it. So if
the movie theaters are still around, the one by me looks like
that's why I'm going. That's why I'm going, dude. That's why I'm gonna. Didn't you say something about George Miller? Like the last Mad Max was written by like a feminist, co-written by a feminist.
He wrote it with Eve Ensler,
he is a feminist.
X. And
that chick that played
cock-hating feminist.
That chick that played the main role. What's her name again?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
The chick that played the one with that one that had a prosthetic arm. What was her name?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
That's who it was.
The one from the Norseman and the Witch.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Northman. Yeah.
Huh.
She's a good actor. I mean, that's who I'd pick to be in a movie.
So that's not the one that is transitioning her kid, right?
I don't think
so.
No,
that's Charlize. That's Charlize Theron.
That's who. All right, that's who I thought it was. I thought it was Charlize Theron.
She's taking an active role in. Okay.
Yeah. Well, look.
I was looking for that name too.
People don't want to pay to see a Mad Max movie without Mad Max, and I'm certainly one of them.
I was very disappointed that Max took a back seat.
Fury Road. He was writing bitch in his own movie.
He was. Yeah. That was terrible.
I to be honest,
everybody loved that movie, and I was just like, I walked out, and I was like.
I thought it was cool. Like at the time, I thought, like I don't know, man. I'm just not really big into Tom Hardy anymore. He kind of gets on my nerves when I see his face.
It wasn't about Tom Hardy. It was about Mad Max. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I mean, he had he basically had a cameo.
It was he was like a bumbling idiot throughout the whole movie.
Yes.
Like he wasn't.
The first hour, he's a bloodbath.
He wasn't a badass.
You know, we got Hart Fisher in the back.
He's trying to come in.
The fucked up thing about Mad Max Fury Road was like, dude, this world is fucking dope. Like, it really made me think. Like,
it is.
Fucking
it was cool.
It is. George Miller's a genius.
Is cool, but fuck Max. The whole world's fucking dope. Like, I like Immortan Joe, Demetrius, Like he's all right, but the world,
Max,
you know,
though it's
so
it's the mad,
you got to
it's
call
the
it.
Don't get me
mad-
wrong. I like the movie. I thought the movie was badass. Like like you said, the world made up for.
Oh, dude,
like,
that's why
you know.
I want to go see the new one. And
It's
I heard
a
like
technical marvel. It's
Yeah,
a
all the
technical
stunts were
achievement.
practical.
It's cinema. Like the new one. That's why I want to go see it. I heard there's a little more CGI, but like seeing Homeboy with the two like chariots on Harleys and shit. And,
Yes,
cinema
yes,
and like
yes.
theaters are closing, so you know, and he really wanted because he really wanted to make The Wasteland, which is the prequel to that, the whole story of Max with Tom Hardy. That was
which
the next
is now
movie
not going to
line.
happen because
Not
he made
gonna
a
happen.
fucking Mad Max movie without Mad Max.
Dude, I was looking for that chick's name too. Like they don't have her like listed anywhere for the story or the screenwriting
So
for Fury
stupid.
Road. She's not even credited
Eve
at all.
Ensler? Oh,
No, she's
yeah.
not. She's not on. She's not on.
She did change her name. She did change her name. I think she changed her name to X or V. No, she changed her name to V.
Because I was looking on Wikipedia and IMDb, and I couldn't find it. I was like,
Eve
that makes a lot of sense. So
That is Charlize Theron. That was in that was in Fury Road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
first
is-
one.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, like
Oh,
she
okay.
was.
there.
I think the other
in
girl
there.
has an arm too, though.
The new one's the prequel, Preston, of that character.
Huh. Okay.
Furiosa.
No, I
It
think
takes
that's
place-
why they picked Charlize Theron. It's because
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
there's even an
she's-
interview.
she's huge. She's really woke. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and she was like, "Can we do Furiosa first?" He's like, no, we can't do that. We're doing this movie." He's even said it in interviews, you know.
Nah.
He's like,
Never.
you know, and she tried to come
Stupid.
back, and he's like, "Yeah, we can't de-age you. It looks whack." He said we tried to de-age her and everything. It didn't look good.
Yeah, it's
like I watched all these interviews
fucking
with him. It's
excuse.
pretty funny.
Yeah, no, I mean, people would love to see Old Man Max, right?
Yeah, I
Dude,
would.
that'd be
Everyone-
amazing.
Same way I would
most
love to
people
see
would be.
Old Man fucking Snake Plissken, right? I don't think of these people, these characters, as being, you know, the actors being too old to play them because it's
They
just
should-
like, you know,
they should
just
take
make
a
them
note from,
older, meaner and nastier.
They should take a note from like Sylvester
Clint
Stallone's playbook because
Yep.
he's all about like making Rambo like old man Rambo. You know what I'm
Clint Eastwood
saying?
did it
Like,
for like 20 years. Clint Eastwood did it for like 20 years. He like casted
Sure
like
did.
his 80-year-old ass as like a 50-year-old in like Blood Work and you know all these movies,
Yeah.
dude. You know, and they were fine. There was nothing wrong with them. You know.
Yeah, let's see. I just dropped a link, and it is about it's an interview with Eve Ensler about how she helped turn Mad Max Fury Road into a feminist action film.
dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire. No, it's not a dumpster fire.
I know. I'm
It's
just fucking
astounding.
around.
Right? It's a remarkable achievement. I have always admired George Miller.
Just
Ever since
don't
I was a
go-
little kid, you have to understand this. I became a Mad Max stan when the first movie came out back in like 77,
Yeah.
78, I think it was.
Right.
And it was this huge hit all over the world, everywhere in the world, except in America. So I was reading about it in my monster magazines. And finally it was on HBO, and I watched it, and I hated it. But then it came on
Ooh.
again, and I watched it again, and I watched it again, and I watched it again, and I watched it
Napoleon
again.
Dynamite did that to me too. But my question is Fury Road better or worse than Furiosa? Is
I don't know, I haven't
Furiosa
seen Furiosa.
is Furiosa
don't know.
better because it has a
I
woman
hear
as
it's
the
not.
lead?
Everyone says it's not better.
They both have
Honestly-
a fucking male lead.
But I'm gonna
Mad
check it
Max
out
is
and I'll
not
tell
the
you.
main character of Mad Max
Here's-
Fury Road. It's
Exactly.
not.
Here's the thing. Like if you went to go see Fury Road and you was like, oh cool, I'm gonna get to see Max again,
Yeah.
then you're gonna be really
You'd be fucking
disappointed.
pissed. And I was pissed.
I liked it because of the like fucking Matt said, the world made up for all of that shit. You know what I'm
It's
saying? Like
remarkable.
Well, dude, like
It's-
Immortan Joe, like I'm sorry, but he's a fucking
No,
warlord.
it's great
And
stuff.
then
It's
Demetrius,
great
he's a
stuff.
fucking warlord. So like
It's
they're kind
great
of
stuff.
they would use
But-
him as toilet paper probably.
dude, when he sprayed that dude in the
That's right.
face with chrome spray paint, I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's badass.
I mean,
The
he's a
fucking
bloodbag.
guitar player with the fucking flamethrower.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was
shot
fucking
of the-
amazing.
As the
Call
camera
it the
comes around, and
wasteland.
you see the
Call it the
fucking
wasteland.
flames coming out of the guitar, and you see like the armada of vehicles.
No, dude. Look, I'm a car guy. I'll tell you straight the fuck up. Like it was like the greatest thing ever for me.
Yeah.
Right.
And
But I
would
gotta
watch it
tell you,
all the time.
like, if you went there to see Mad Max,
Nah,
you're gonna
I
be
did.
disappointed. Dude.
Yeah,
he got
which I
cucked
did,
a
and
lot.
I was
He got
pissed.
cucked a lot, and not only for like the feminist shit, but they made him a fucking blood bag to fucking for Nicholas Holt's character Nuck. he had to fucking keep transfusing his blood so to irradiate the blood so he could have fresh blood from Max.
Right.
And he had him plug into the movie, and Max in there with the Bane mask on, like the muzzle mask.
Like I said, Mad Max riding bitch.
Yeah.
He's like, you look good in that Bane mask. I got another
bitch.
mask to slap on you, dude. You could be my bitch in this one too.
This was not your Mel Gibson Mad Max. Not even close.
No.
Alien
Not even
Romulus.
close to it. And they even changed his background. They changed his origin. It just the first two Mad Max movies are two of the best movies ever made. Two of the best movies ever made.
Am I imagining this? But when she told him to do something, and he goes, "My name's Max," and she said, like, "Who the hell cares?" Is
probably.
I remember that, right?
To be honest, I don't remember, Preston. Like, because I saw the movie and I was just awestruck. I fucking loved it, and I was like, I don't want to watch this for a long time because it was so fucking good. But I was still thinking, like, damn, Max is he's kind of a bitch in this movie. That's all I remember.
It's not that I don't appreciate the things.
And I was like, why is he so young looking? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now they're like, Max is a legend. Max is a legend. Like, there's this theory going around. Max is a legend. In every movie, he's a different person's legend. I'm like, I don't like that.
Simple.
I mean, it's cool and all, but it's too simple.
It's very simple. It's very simple. George Miller did not want to make more Mad Max movies, but he had to use the Mad Max name to get the funding.
Sell the movie.
Yeah. All brand recognition.
To sell the movie. And so I went to Fury Road, and everything that you guys pointed out that's great about that movie, I acknowledge. But for me, personally, as a Mad Max fan, since I was like a little fucking kid, baited and switched. And I do not fucking appreciate that shit. I don't appreciate that. It pisses me off. To me, it was an insult. It was an look. Even when I was a little kid and Beyond Thunderdome came out, I left that theater crestfallen. And it's not a bad movie, but it was a
Max in there.
Mad Max. You couldn't you could not have a movie that was as brutal, as ruthless as Mad Max and Mad Max 2 after Mel Gibson became a sex symbol.
Yeah.
They had to change shit.
I'll be straight. If they would have left Mad Max out of the whole movie, I would have been fine with that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It would have been better if they just got rid of him and called him Matt or something, Mad Matt. And just like, dude, just put the muzzle on him. He's like, I'm Mad Max's little brother, and like it wouldn't even have been that bad.
Yes.
Right? That's why my hair's so like
so
gray and I don't look like him, and I'm always puckering my lips.
They could have called him Wagofu, and I would have been like, I'm cool with that.
They should have done the gender switch in Fury Road and said just call it Mad Maxine, and then they would have been.
Yes.
I mean, if they,
I don't care. Funded, though.
If they would have just said from the world of Mad Max, I would have been like, sold.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But instead, motherfuckers had to bait and switch me. Now, have you guys seen this new Alien trailer?
Oh, yeah.
Looks good.
It looks fucking dope. It looks like a fucking horror movie I want to see.
It was supposed to be a show, right? And then it just turned into this.
Yes.
And I guess it's
Fede Alvarez, the guy that did the Evil Dead remake, which, by the way, is superb. I know some people don't like it. I actually refused to watch it when it first came out. But then my friend Chris, much love to you, Chris, if you're listening, was like, he's one of those people whose opinion I generally value. And so he was like, you really should check that out. And so I checked it out, and I was really impressed with it.
Like, I feel nowadays, like anything that's like semi-tentpole, it's going to have some form of like modern woke agenda in it. So it's just like, all right.
Yeah, don't fuck. Yeah, that's why
it is what it is. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not going to not watch movies because of that. Unfortunately,
that's fine.
I'm looking for some shit, but it's like, dude, when it's crazy, like mad, like in your face, then it really pisses me off.
Matt,
some of it's
brother, man. Nobody's judging you.
Oh yeah, I know.
Nobody's
but like, I think that the newer one, the latest, that one had more. That one was way more like feminist, like pushing, and I don't know.
Covenant,
weak, but I still liked it. No, the Evil Dead Rise.
It
was still dope as fuck.
I like the Evil Dead too. I thought it was badass. I liked all of the Alien movies. I don't think there was ever a bad one.
What about
anyway?
What about Covenant and what about Prometheus? Did you like?
Dude, they were the best. Like seriously, I was like,
everybody hates them. You know, like,
dude,
I'm always the oddball guy that likes it. You know, and I'm not going to say, oh, I don't like it.
Like, if you can explain all that shit from the first movie, I want to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
a lot of people
Aliens.
are like, I don't need an explanation.
Aliens was my favorite just because Sid Mead had a lot to do with the way the ship looked. Ron Cobb had a lot to do with the Nostromo.
Yep.
Prometheus
Mobius
was
also
beautiful.
designed the spacesuits.
Yeah, but I mean the ships are always that's my thing. That's my
your domain.
That's all.
That's your stuff.
That's all Giger though. Like,
no, well, the aliens and the alien ship were Geiger, but Ron Cobb did the Nostromo, a lot of the interior stuff. Yes. Sid Mead did a lot of the interior stuff, make it all
blue collar space shit, trucker shit, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
High
the
tech
Sulaco, I mean, the Sulaco at one point it was all like bulbousy and everything. James Cameron did the drop ship though, and he came from model making before.
Dude,
he
have
was
you seen
director.
his book?
He did.
Have you seen his like book, like of all of his artwork from all the movies and everything he's done? Who's doing it? Peter A. DeLuca, aka Pad. Check that guy out. He does cool like comic book and art videos. He's got a YouTube channel.
Well, if you look at
fuck, dude, it's so cool. He put that book, man. It I don't know when it came out, but it's all of Cameron's like work. He did comic book sequentials. He's a great artist. All the different things that all the Terminator shit, all the alien stuff, you know.
Galaxy of Terror, Escape from New York. He did the special effects for those movies.
So much, dude. So much shit.
Wow.
Yep. I love this shot right here.
Yeah, the X-ray. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Fucking creepy as fuck.
But it's trying to get out, and that person doesn't look to be in much pain. Enough. They're not in enough pain to drop the X-ray. Like,
well, yeah,
I'd like to see the rest of the sequence.
Is the chest, and then it smash cuts to black.
Right.
So you're not seeing.
You guys see Covenant or Prometheus?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw Prometheus. I haven't seen Covenant.
They're watchable. They're
did you like the one where she had the alien extracted from her belly, like from the medical machine?
Yeah, that was Prometheus.
I like them both. Most people hated those movies, man. I like them both. I like
they're shit. Yeah. But as just like gooey, goopy, fucking like sci-fi horror movies, they're fine.
You didn't think it was cool the way they explained everything, though? Like the way they went back and they were like, hey, these are the creators and we were made as weapons. Yeah. Dude, I fucking love that, dude. Like that was great.
It was okay. I don't hate on that movie. On either of those movies, I do feel that Prometheus could have lost a half an hour. But pretty much every movie that comes out these days.
I would have liked Prometheus. Well, yeah, okay. You couldn't have Prometheus go to LV-426.
Right.
Because it wasn't they would have had to do the whole thing in spacesuits.
Right.
So I can see why they had to go to the other planet that was, kind of like in the daytime you could see things.
Right.
But as far as Covenant goes, I never understood and here's what Matt's talking about. Why is there a gay couple going to a planet to find why?
I totally forgot about that, and that goes back to like what I was saying
about that too.
So much, like,
it doesn't make any sense.
It's disposable entertainment. It's disposable entertainment.
I don't even fucking remember anymore.
But it shouldn't be disposable writing.
That makes no fucking sense.
Yes, exactly. I mean, both of those movies, I thought I enjoyed them for what they were, right?
Yeah,
and they didn't bait and switch me like fucking George Miller did.
Yeah,
you broke my heart, George. You broke my heart.
It's like, you ready?
Childhood
you ready
heroes.
Here you come, Brian. I got it for you right here. Australia.
No, I mean, I still admire him and as a filmmaker, but he hurt me.
Well, you're not the only one he hurt, man.
I know. Anyway, let me run the trailer for tonight's movie, Assignment Terror. Everybody check this out, and you'll see what a monster rally made in Spain during the 1960s in a military dictatorship, like what that would look like and sound like. Dracula jagt Frankenstein. This is Todliches Graven. Yeah, this is the German.
Is this public domain? Like a Simon Terror?
It might be. I know that I don't know. I know that the Blu-ray rip of this is fucking fantastic. This is one of those movies that seeing it in like a pristine version, like super high def, it really helps the movie.
That dude, his posture was like, he needs a bigger role.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's some broken down old Spanish dude.
Yeah,
and
he looks like what the experts think we're going to look like after sitting in our office chairs with our smartphones.
There he is. He finally figured it out. What up, Art?
What's up, Hart?
What's going on,
what's up,
man?
Hey guys, good to see you. Let me actually get some audio here. There we go. I'll be able to hear you.
Your opinion on Paul Naschy, Mr. Fisher?
Paul Naschy is the Vincent Price of Spain. He's a classic actor that did all the Universal monsters. He did the Wolfman, like we play Fury of the Wolfman on American Horrors. He did vampire movies. He did all these great satanic horror films. Paul Naschy and he's also a guy that was involved in instrumental in getting them produced. So he was really good behind the scenes. He was a actor, director, writer, super powerhouse talent. And the funny thing is, he's almost like the John Belushi of horror. If you watch him, he looks like John Belushi.
He does.
He does not. He's an odd choice for a leading man.
He's got an interesting body type, but he's built like that kind of barrel-chested guy, like John Belushi was.
You got a big old back.
Yeah, and we're gonna take a look at that physique. We're gonna take a look at that physique because it's fucking sick. It's crazy. The dude is fucking yoked. There's Michael Rennie. Michael Rennie, of course, remembered for his role in The Day the Earth Stood Still as the alien Platoon.
Yeah,
that's right. I remember he looked familiar.
Hey.
Pretty black cat.
Can't get away from me.
And the swinging soundtrack.
I know.
I love this.
A lot of those Spanish horror films back then had these really weird, like, is this a James Bond movie soundtrack or what?
I know.
Yeah, the look on his face when he gets stabbed in the back, I'm like, okay, that tracks. Oh, he got killed.
Is he
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought he was nutting at first.
I thought he was having an orgasm.
Maybe he was nutting. Maybe he was nutting and he got staked at the same time. Now,
See, there he is.
I have to say that out of all of the Waldemar Daninsky movies, and Hart, I don't know if you have an actual count. I can't remember, but didn't he play Waldemar Daninsky in at least 10 movies, right?
You know, I don't know. Some of these movies become a blur after a while.
Right. And what's crazy is that there's no continuity. So it's the same character in a new movie. Some of them aren't so great, and like Fury of the Wolfman, not so great. But then some of them are fucking amazing, like the La Noche de Valpurgis.
Well, I like the one where he came back. He was his head had been cut off, and he came back from the dead with his witch wife, and that one was really damn good. I can't remember the title for
Horror Rises from the Tomb.
Yeah, Horror Rises from the Tomb is fantastic, and then there's Vengeance of the Zombies is really good. But Vengeance of the Zombies has that weird James Bond kind of score. I
know.
The one thing I didn't like he was a great werewolf, and the fight scene in there was fucking amazing.
But this makeup, man, it is my least favorite.
The nose is the thing that I don't like on here, is that they just put some black paint on his nose.
Some of the makeup.
Nobody even noticed.
You know what? Let me see if I can find a comparison of all of the Waldemar Daninsky makeups.
Because you know, that's the first time I ever even heard who the guy was doing the makeup. I was always interested in tracking down Paul. And how do you say his last name? Is it Naschy?
Naschy, although his real name was Jacinto Molina.
Okay.
Jacinto Molina. His son, Sergio Molina, is very easy to get access to on Facebook. I've been wanting to do a Voldemort Daninsky versus the Blind Dead comic for forever.
Yeah. We played the Ghost Galleon. We played Ghost Galleon on American Horrors.
Dude, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
We played Ghost Galleon on American Horrors. I really love those Blind Dead films.
Yeah, one of my favorites. I mean, I think maybe the spookiest of the four. And Nashi actually wrote the screenplay to a unofficial Templars movie.
Really?
Yes, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was disappointing. It's like it's a mystery story, and at the very end, the Templars show up, and it's just like, come on! In the first fucking 15 minutes, you got to give me some fucking Templars.
Yeah, I really think that the Blind Dead movies is one of those series of films that people really got to go check out. They're so atmospheric.
I agree. We did Tombs of the Blind Dead on here.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
And I've been wanting Matt. See, Matt's cracking up because he knows I'm not going to rest until I see him illustrate the fucking Templars. There's something about Matt's art and the Templars I think that would go together, like fucking peanut butter and chocolate. Now, this is their version of the Frankenstein monster, although instead of saying Frankenstein, they kind of go Frankenstein.
Yeah, and he's sleepwalking. Like, he's not even...
Well,
so bad.
All right. This is deep shit. This is deep lore shit, okay? The reason why the Frankenstein monster is always depicted with his eyes closed or half-lidded, and with his arms out like this, right? Like, this is the Frankenstein monster as he's often depicted.
Because he's sleepwalking?
No. It's because he has Igor's brain.
Oh, that's fucked up.
It's because he has Igor's brain. Because that version of the monster only appears at the end of the Ghost of Frankenstein. Ghost of Frankenstein, most people have never seen because they never used to show it on TV when I was a kid. I only saw that movie when I was an adult, so I'm guessing that it wasn't part of the shock theater pack that went out to like TV stations across the nation, right? And so what happens is Igor wants his brain transplanted into the body of the monster, and the monster just wants to be dead, right? So he's down for it, and so they put Igor's brain in the monster's body. But then there's something wrong with his blood type doesn't match, and he goes blind. And so he's groping around like this. And for some reason, that became like the definitive version of the monster. And like,
that was Bela Lugosi's Frankenstein, right? Where Bela Lugosi played Frankenstein?
No, that was in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. And in the original version of that, Lugosi was playing the Frankenstein monster with Igor's brain in it, which made it genius casting, right? And they cut all of his dialogue out, so you don't know like is this the original Frankenstein monster? Is this a Frankenstein monster with Igor's brain? Like I said, this is deep lore shit. You gotta read a lot of monster magazines when you're a kid to understand this shit.
I think that they copped out, though, where the makeup across the forehead is just like, well, that's where the makeup stops. We're just going to call that a cut line.
This is where I would have to say to the folks at home watching, you'd be much better served watching this movie on the American Horrors cut, because HD is not a friend of this film.
I disagree.
HD is not a good friend. I prefer it on the American Horrors cut.
I respectfully disagree. I watched the Blu-ray yesterday, and I have to say it made this movie more entertaining for me.
No, I'm a VHS. I like that vibe of the VHS and that analog.
I know. I get it. I get it. My boy Chris, who's like 20 years younger than me, is like a VHS guy. Right?
I like the VHS too, though.
I think 4K ruins a lot of movies.
Me too. It takes the magic away.
Yeah.
It takes the magic away.
Not always. Not always. It can enhance certain films, and this is one of those films that I really felt was kind of enhanced. But I mean, you know my stance. Every disc should have every version of the movie: 4K, 2K, DVD, Blu-ray, fucking VHS, grainy TV print. Right?
Yeah, right.
You should be able to just go click, 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 click.
Well, they all have their different value, like the different types of codecs. When I do the programming for American Horrors, like I'm going to jump off of here after a little bit because I'm going to do the programming, and I will try to match the trailer that's going to run before the movie so that the color temperature kind of works with the feature. I make a point of the trailer's got to match and introduce the audience into the film. So I pay close attention to the sound, to what era it was released in, whether it's the VHS, and I really enjoy getting the foreign versions. Like I just the stuff from Australia that I'm going to be able to put on the network.
Well, Hunter, you understand the reason. The moment I came to really truly respect you was when I turned on American Horrors and you were showing Cannibal Apocalypse, except it wasn't Cannibal Apocalypse; it was Invasion of the Flesh Hunters.
John Saxon, Invasion of the Flesh Hunters.
It was the shitty VHS version. That's fucking dope. That's fucking dope. Right? I respected that shit. Or
I've got City of the Walking Dead, but I've got the Gates of Hell version.
Oh, the version that, all of us in our generation certainly found at the video store and discovered Lucio Fulci, mainly Zombie and that movie. And it's interesting, those are so muddy looking. I just remember that it was the DVDs, the Anchor Bay DVDs that William Lustig came out with in like the early 2000s that took Fulci's reputation from hack to fucking genius. Like,
actually, I'll take it further back. Lustig was doing that in the late 90s.
Was he really?
Yeah, he the Blue Underground stuff was the company he did after Anchor Bay got bought out by the Stars company. And so then he went to Blue Underground, but he was doing that in the 90s. He was doing those remastering and special editions and really brought a lot of love to like the Bava collection, the Fulci collection, Diodato, all these great films, because people see the gore and they get caught up in the gore. But the thing I like about him is the cinematography is unbelievable. The lighting and it's the film stocks that they're using are so lush. And if you're an artist or I'm a painter, and so like I'll look at some things and like what we're looking at now, this image here, it's cold. It's a cold digital image. And I've tried to warm it up, like in my office here, you can see the lighting and stuff. I'm trying to warm it up, but this is cold. Whereas all this Italian stuff, their film stocks are so luscious. The colors are so vibrant and amazing. And now we're left with these really flat HD images that are not really there. And the other thing about film that I will say that people don't understand is every single piece of film is one individual frame of art strung together, right? So when you have digital, the machine is imitating that, and the machine is using math to imitate it. So you're not getting the same thing when you watch film like this, like Assignment Terror. You get this organic thing because every print of the film is different, because each frame is a little different. So it's alive in a way that digital is not.
Right.
See, that's art's absolutely free. And you can cross that over into anything too, as far as comics and all kinds of shit like that. Like
music too. With
all these guys that do digital coloring on their books, you're never going to see that art and get to look at the brush stroke.
Especially when they used to use like inks, like hand paint each one a comic. Like it was crazy. That shit was fucking gorgeous. I love the movie posters the Italians did for their movies too. Like it was great.
Oh yeah,
I gotta say, movie posters from that era are way better than what we got now.
Absolutely,
incomparable, right?
Are you fucking
awful? It's so awful.
I could buy a house if I was a billionaire and just fill them with fucking spaghettis and
look at the advertising for Dune. I mean, you've got so much there to work with Dune, and the advertising is garbage.
I know.
All the packaging on these things is garbage, but that Assignment Terror, that's evocative.
Absolutely. They fired Struzan because he cost too much, and they just went with like the cheapest, most generic form of movie posters ever. Just take a photo and drop some type on top.
Well, here's the thing for you guys. Maybe you might want to start tracking this down, but there was a art collection I saw, and it was a book collection, because movie theaters across Europe would have artists paint original art for the posters.
Oh, that's gangster.
Yes.
And it was something that governments did. They would pay artists after the World War II to actually keep them employed, and they would paint original movie posters for the theater. And then they just get throw that away, and then here's this other one, and
Yes.
that's what this stuff is. It's so gorgeous. Look at that.
I know. One of the things I also like when we do the Spaghetti Western Jamboree, I love showing the posters for those movies because they're fucking gorgeous. They're these beautiful paintings.
Mm-hmm.
And
in a gallery.
There was a time when movie posters weren't hastily fucking thrown together in a cubicle by some dickhead using fucking Photoshop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, this looks 100,000 times better.
Comics is going the same way, though.
Comics has gone the same way. Well, let's say American comics have gone the same way.
You know what
what do you think? I think AI is going to really hit poster art.
So bad.
It can't get any worse.
Dude, you know what I heard? The newest app they're working on is you come home from work, right? And you want to see a movie. You type in the app. You type in Hugh Jackman, The Shadow, directed by Brian De Palma, written by Oliver Stone, and then it generates it for you. And I want it in 6 episodes. I want it as a movie, and it'll fucking do that for you.
The possibilities are fascinating. The possibilities are fascinating.
Too much power, man. It's too much power.
Right. And I think that in many respects, AI is going to become
it's becoming too generic, is what it is. We're losing something. I don't think people really realize that.
I don't think they do either.
No?
I don't think they do either. But here's the thing. I don't think you guys have anything to worry about, right? You illustrators, you painters, you artists. I don't think you have anything to worry about. But could AI write a fucking Marvel movie?
You'd be surprised.
Like that.
Yeah, they can.
It's
good. It's pretty good, some of it.
We're using AI at work.
But you guys ain't going nowhere. You guys are safe because the thing is...
Wait a minute. Who mentioned they're using AI at work?
We are.
What's your job? What are they using AI for?
Well, we're doing packaging. It's a packaging company, so sometimes when a client wants to have like a layout of like this is our store, it's like an immersive type of section. Like if you go into Target and it's like this is where we sell the men's stuff, or this is where the Nintendo section is.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say, okay, well, show us a rendering of a Samsung display that has this characteristic and this characteristic, and it'll get us to a spot where we can take it from there. And actually, this is how you actually spell Samsung because AI doesn't get it right.
So you're using AI as mock-ups, like test sketches, like architectural drawings.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And then, so a guy that he's kind of like at the forefront. He's kind of doing the most experimentation with it. He didn't write. He had AI make a Mario brother, a Donkey Kong storybook for his kid. So it's licensed, so he can't sell it. But there's more room to say, take Donkey Kong and make him do this. But with the other characters, because they're not as well known, he has to specifically go, I want the girl's character to have her hair in a ponytail first, and then so he's got to spend a lot of time describing what he's going to do before he tells it what he wants the story to say.
I see what you're saying. So if you can find it easily on the internet.
What I'm thinking about AI is where it's going is with the animation or with the creation. It'll be just like a saxophone or a guitar, and it's really up to that person to take that tool or that instrument.
Yeah.
Or like a writer like Stephen King. I think Stephen King creating an AI animation would be far different than, Ed McGuinness. It would be very different. And I think it's going to be a tool where we'll see a rise of virtuoso operators who really understand how to use the tool. Yes. And they'll be the ones that are the new rock gods. They'll be the new rock stars.
Absolutely, 100%.
Like when Eddie Van Halen showed up and completely reinvented how you do guitar. And then you had Yngwie Malmsteen show up and completely reinvent guitar. And then you had Jimi Hendrix when he showed up and completely reinvented guitar. And that's what's going to happen. And I work with a ton of musicians and creators and writers and authors. And what this is going to do is it's going to weed out the dummies, and it's going to weed out the less talented. It's going to take those fry cooks at McDonald's off the line because they're already trying to automate all of the fast food restaurants with this type of thing, with automated consumer services, because McDonald's realized that their biggest cost was retraining employees. They couldn't just keep hiring McDonald's teenagers. So they literally set out to figure out how can we make our restaurant so easy to set up and run that a retard could do it. But there was no training. And they literally used that word, retard. They wanted it so that a retarded person could run the shop. And that's why you see on their cash registers, it's pictograms.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
AI now.
pictograms.
Yes, I know. It's fucked up.
It's
fucked
AI
up.
is running a lot of businesses now, like just, you know, a lot of stuff. Like
Yeah,
all the stuff on Twitter and
at the
everything.
hospital. At the
Everything.
hospital in Idiocracy, it was all pictograms.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And
a
also
fast food
in
restaurant.
that
It was
recent
Underbite.
film with Matt Damon that was a apocalyptic thing shot by Blomkamp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Elysium.
Oh, Elysium, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Elysium.
yeah, that
It was
was
the same kind of thing there, where they had pictograms on everything.
right. Yeah, and you know, the ruling class are living on a satellite in space, and then there's the fucking serfs on Earth, and it's just like, oh, you got cancer? Well, sorry, you're gonna die.
Well,
Yeah.
Like
since
America.
you're actually working
Rule
with
number
this
one.
AI stuff. What do you think about it? Since you actually have experience dealing with this in the consumer area, what do you think of the AI?
I don't think it's gonna. I'm 3D, so and it you can describe and it'll try and make a model of a 3D, but it's not articulated. It's totally unusable. You can't animate it. You can't. So it's more like a wireframe stuffed animal with really bad graphics. I'm not too worried about it right now. I think it's, you know, some video game companies are using it the same way we were, where it's like, you know, instead of spending time sketching an idea, we want to get to the actual meat and potatoes of making the asset. So if you can get us that far, we're good. It just helps get things. It's speed to market, basically. It's still
AI
doing it.
Is
but
it
it's
really
basically-
artificial intelligence thotle? Like, because if it was really artificial intelligence, there wouldn't be so many lawsuits from artists.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like suing
Right.
these
Yeah.
people for fucking
It's-
plagiarism.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
It
you
can't
guys.
create. That's the thing about AI. It can't create something from nothing, and that's
Right.
exactly what we do. That's exactly what artists do and writers.
Right. So,
We create
like,
something
Matt
from
was-
nothing.
Well, Matt was saying, you know, it can write a script if you're going to describe it by using things that already
Specific,
exist.
Right.
Yeah.
If you feed it the scripts of like earlier Marvel movies, here, just make
Yeah.
another one of those.
In like 2 years, comic books, you know, like right now, it could already make dope ass comic covers and movie, you know. In like 2 years, you're gonna be able. A writer can make a whole comic book. They won't even need a fucking artist. I mean,
Oh God! If I could get rid of
the main
dudes
takeaway
like
here
fucking
is the
Preston,
main
not to have
takeaway here is,
fucking-
guys,
I
is that
experimented
the
with
modern
a little bit
generation,
of it.
they don't
I've
give
been
a
playing with some of
Preston
these
free.
They just want a good story. They just want a good story. They don't give
some
a
of
fuck
these
about
AI
I like
Don't
that
give
art
a
idea.
generator
They
things.
don't care.
They're a bitch to use. They're not easy to use. I tried some of the AI comic book shit to know what the competition was up to, and
Right.
they're not easy to use.
Well,
It's not.
in
It's
its
easier
infancy
to do it
too.
with a person.
Well,
Yeah, it's
remember
brand
this: it's in its infancy, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
And shit moves
Oh.
so fast.
So
these
fast.
days.
It's gonna be so easy
Oh
my
for
God.
like just the average dude.
Dude,
In like 2 years, like so in like 5 years or less. Oh my god.
look at the computer.
Yeah, but
Idiots
Look
are
at
what
our
happens?
phones.
What happens when you got AI writing and drawing comics, and they're also like preparing, serving your food, checking you out?
Yeah,
Where-
yeah.
Who's gonna have a job to go ahead
Nobody.
and put this on?
Nobody.
You know
That's
what I'm
we're
saying? Like,
What are you going to do with all these
That's-
extra people?
exactly.
Come on,
There's
don't
a
lock them up
ton
as
of
you
jobs that are going to be eliminated, and all these
Can
people
you
are going to
read
be
some of
sitting on the
CEOs?
unemployment line. Or
And
You
committing
buy up the
crimes,
sun.
and then you can
Oh wait,
lock
that's
them up
what
and turn them into
somebody
human
with a lot of
livestock.
money is doing right now. You buy up all the farmland. Oh wait, someone did that. Same guy. Dr. Doom didn't even do that. You do all that, and there you go. You have everything ready to go.
there's going to have to be like a mass, like, expulsion of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be like a mass fucking, I don't know, like it's just going to be like a,
Slavery.
Well, if you're following the insurance actuary tables, the people that actually, because this country only tells honest truth when it comes down to actual money.
yeah.
So if you want to know the truth, people are dying.
Mm-hmm.
People are dying at an
Crazy.
accelerated
A lot.
rate, and they're dying in white collar jobs that weren't normal. They're dropping dead of heart attacks. They're dropping dead of cancers.
Yeah,
they are
true.
dropping dead of weird stuff. A lot of like weird death, and it's happening to the younger age group. And they definitely decimated the older population during 2020 when they moved sick people into retirement homes. But I'm not going to get into that.
Well, I mean,
my own mother is a victim of this stuff. My own mother is dead because they delayed her emergency brain surgery by 2.5 months. And then they gave her shitty aftercare. And I was lucky enough to show up at her house and save her life during that time. And she would be alive today if it wasn't for what went down and how they handled the care. And I was in the ERs and I dealt with that stuff during that time. And we're seeing a mass die-off. We are living a horror film and we're being distracted by this.
Well, I'll be honest, Hart. Like if I was a mad genius, I would find a way to construct some like poison. You know what I'm saying? To go ahead and knock off people slowly, not quickly.
Yeah. Get them
I need a vehicle to get that poison into people.
Weed killer that he puts in their yard.
This virus that people, I'd be like, no, if you don't take this poison, like you'll be infected by this virus. And you can't leave your house and you have to wear a mask all the time.
Face diapers. You know 2 face diapers. Remember?
And I would scare people into taking this poison.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, look who's dying. All the people that took it are dying. This isn't anything we're making up. I'm talking about insurance tables, like actual, you got to put it, because these are publicly traded corporations, you know, and this is about dollars and cents and money, and people don't fuck around with money. And the only time anybody seems to care about comics is when there's money.
Yeah, no, they will literally kill your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked
up.
I
mean, I know where Doc Salem's head is at. He's wearing the Misfit shirt.
Yep.
Hey, what's up with What's up with the?
I don't trust the government. Man? I don't trust anything. I don't trust the medical industry. I don't trust any of those.
No, you're right not to.
Nope.
You're right not to.
Well, guys, at that time that my mother had her brain tumor, my girlfriend's stepmother had her brain tumor. And at the same time, the wife of the director of the best feature at our film festival, she came and she had a brain tumor. And then within that same year, my buddy from Gene the Bells, his son had died of a brain tumor.
Jesus Christ.
My dad's
That's
on his
4 fucking people in 1 year, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just one guy.
It's all planned. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all planned.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
And there's a guy up there that we all know who his name is, and he's got a lot of money, and he's done worse shit than Dr. the Fuck Doom. You can't even write the fucking shit that he's been doing. Yep. I was going to say, man, I was on the Veronica Comics website, man. You can't buy any books off there. Do you guys know about that?
No.
Yeah, I was on.
It's been like that for a while.
So Glenn doesn't have his online store set up anymore?
No.
It doesn't look like it. Because I was like, I want to go back and get some Veronica. I want some Jaguar.
Because I thought that was one of the only ways you could buy his cowboy western, his vampire cowboy thing.
Yeah, and I looked for that one.
Yeah,
and that one's
not
sold out everywhere. And he's got a Barbarian book. He's got
the cowboy western.
Yeah, you might be able to get the Blu-ray of that through Cleopatra Records because they're the distributor of it.
Oh,
what's it called again? What's the name of the movie?
The old goth label.
Cleopatra is an old goth label in the industrial, and the western is I can't remember what it's called.
Death Rider in the House of the Vampires.
Yeah.
Dude.
And Glenn directed it. He's in it. I haven't seen it. I did see the Veronica film, and I knew what it was going to be because I worked with Glenn as his editor. So I cut a lot of stuff for Glenn, and I know what he shoots and what he's into. So I feel that I want to see him keep making movies, and I think people should give the guy a bit of a break and let him make some mistakes.
Absolutely. I'm totally agreeing with that.
Let him go forward. I want to see Glenn make more movies.
Yes.
And as Glenn's friend, a guy that worked with him all the time, like there was a bunch of us around Glenn that were like, we want to see Glenn move into the next level of his career. And we really felt that would be directing. And he's serious about it now, even though he hasn't. The Veronica movie's not very good. It's cheesy and bad, but it's still kind of fun.
I couldn't watch it. It hurt me
was
too
fucking
much.
horrible.
I hate watching my fucking childhood heroes, the heroes of my youth, like faceplant. Do you know what I'm saying?
The comic coming out though, dude, with Bisley.
You got to learn somehow, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like you
got to go make the movies. You got to go make the mistakes. You're not going to get your black belt unless you get out there and fight and tap out.
I agree.
Plus,
It's reasonable.
Like the House of Vampires, like Bisley played a huge role in designing all the characters in that.
Yeah, he's like the art director, like the movie poster art. He's everything.
Well, he did
I was going to say
Death
him
Dealer
and Bisley got a new comic coming out in the summer. It's called Hell Mask, and it's going to be like their new sword and sorcery thing since Death Dealer. And I'm like, fuck, I can't wait. It's gonna
dude, I want to see that. Yeah,
dude, it's $6, bro. Like if you it's coming out in like August, I think. I can't wait. I'm so fucking amped for it.
I can't throw any stones because I'm so far behind on my books. Can't see shit.
Everybody is, dude.
Oh,
behind.
official launch date. Official launch date for the new Six Gun Gorilla campaign is going to be the 26th.
Nice.
Oh, hey, Brian, I wanted you guys all to know we just made the decision today to re-release the Marvel Can Suck My Cock shirts.
Dude, I mean, you just got to market it, dude. I think a lot of people would like to buy that.
Yes,
you know, we decided to bring it back. It's been 30 years. It's been 30 years now, and so we figured let's do it. And I was on the phone with Max DeVille today, and Max was like, "Hart, you got to do it." And I didn't know. I'm like, "Man, it's an old joke. I don't know." My girlfriend is all like, "You got to do it."
You do.
Yeah,
so, we're back.
It's just certain things are just like staples. That right there is like the happy face or to just do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not blowing no smoke either. Like that.
Well, you know what was funny is she told me, I didn't even realize it. I'm bringing back the Marvel Could Suck My Cock shirt during Pride Month.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's another thing. You might like it too.
Timing.
That's awesome.
Hey, it's Paul Belushi.
Check this out.
I thought it was kind of convenient that he's the Wolfman because he's working on a comb over.
Check this out. Yeah, no, he lost his hair pretty early. Like I said, the thing about
but he's got a super hairy chest. He's one of those dudes that's barrel chested, and he's just got this massive bear skin hair.
Dude, the dude was very active as
his arm. He's got hair around.
Good job.
This is from 1992's Night of the Executioner, which is Nashi's Death Wish. Basically, it's like his vigilante movie.
Dude, I want to check that out.
Check this out. All right. This is old Paul Naschy. This is Paul Naschy when he's like in his late 60s or early 70s.
And he's been still making film. He's a firebrand. Look at that guy.
Look at that.
No, Grey Wolf, if you're still here in the chat.
Yeah, what up, Grey Wolf? Yeah.
Paul Naschy for donuts.
No, little chocolate donuts.
Little chocolate donuts.
That's real fucking weight.
Yeah, you can see where the bar is bending.
We'll rip your fucking head off.
Look at those fucking guns. Look at those fucking guns. Homeboy's like in his late 60s or early fucking 70s.
Well, in those old movies, he kind of looks like one of those old-timey wrestlers, you know? Get the bruiser, I got the claw.
Look at those. Wait, hold on. Gotta back it up. Look at that fucking tricep.
Yeah,
look at that fucking tricep right there.
Puffy, dude.
That's good lighting.
Yo,
that's good lighting.
I love the music too.
More weight.
Dude, what is the name of this movie?
Night of the Executioner.
I gotta see this.
Yeah, what is he in this? What is this about, Brian?
It's a vigilante movie. It's about this guy.
What a vigilante?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Whose family gets done in by.
Is this on Tubi or what?
What was that?
Is this on Tubi?
No. I don't know where I got it from. I think I got it from.
Write that down.
I've heard that title before.
Yeah. It's one of his later movies, and it's not that well known because it's also not a horror film.
It's my favorite genre. Is vigilante revenge.
Me too. It's
one of my favorites too. You got to watch
William Lustig's Vigilante.
Well, that's fun. But I was gonna say Enzo Castellari's The Big Racket, which is basically about like these gangsters that are untouchable, and Fabio Testi is a detective that's out to get them. They fuck him up. The cops are like, there's nothing we can do. So what he does is he forms like a death squad made up of the gangsters' victims.
Oh, wow.
That or the original Man on Fire with Scott Glenn.
Yeah, well, he was more like a samurai. It's more like a samurai story. dude.
Nice.
Now, if you knew like a guy that's in his 60s or his 70s and he was about to fucking do this, would you not try to stop him?
No,
I trained with Gene LaBelle. Sorry.
Okay. Right.
he's wearing his weight belt. He'll be all right.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. The dude was fucking.
His grip's kind of weird though.
No, he's got it right here.
I don't know if Tom Savini goes this hard, but he's staying in shape.
Blasted.
Dude, that shit, what he's doing right there, those dude, deadlifts.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the best fucking exercise.
Yes.
No shit. Like that'll work your whole body.
Whole body.
And you'll crap your pants.
Wear your weight belt. Definitely wear your weight belt.
Yes.
Crap your pants in France.
Yeah, definitely wear your weight belt. Yeah.
That's the thing is like you'd look at a guy like that and you'd be like, yo, dude, you're back. But you know,
that's the night of the execution.
If you wear your weight belt, you'll be fine.
Right. But also, that's the guy that got into shape and stayed in shape.
Yeah.
He did not fucking, obviously never fucking stopped. As a matter of fact, there's some footage from.
Is he still alive?
No, he died of cancer about like 20 years ago.
Of course he
Was
did.
it really that long ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought he was still around in the 2000s.
He maybe have been like 2005. Maybe that would be my guess. Would be 2005 actually. That sounds right. So yeah, he's been gone for a while, and he always felt underappreciated by the Spanish film industry. He always felt
that, and his films got pirated to death. And I'm one of the guys that's playing some of these films on my network because they're in the public domain. So some of his films that I play, I love them, but they're in the public domain.
Yes.
Is this movie in the public domain?
Yeah.
You know?
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah, it is.
Which means
Is the property like in the public domain?
Which one?
Sorry?
Like is Assignment Terror? Is
Yeah.
that like the IP in the public domain? Not just the movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
could we do a
Yeah.
graphic novel based on Assignment Terror? Because that'd
Yeah.
be sweet.
Well, like I said, what I would love to do, it would be the Valdemar Daninsky versus the Blind Dead comic, right? Like the Spanish crossover Monster Mash horror movie that should have happened but never did happen.
I don't want to change anything. I love its Assignment Terror.
It's great, right?
It's the greatest movie
The whole
ever.
time I was watching this movie, and I'm not afraid to say this because Brian has told me it's okay. It doesn't matter how you feel. You're here. You're part of the group.
Yeah.
I thought that this movie was filled with I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was trying to do exactly, but I don't think that I know it was done in the 70s, but all I have is the missing steak makes when they take the steak out of the guy and he starts to reform, it reminds me of Hellraiser, where Uncle Frank starts to reform because there's a scene in there where
you're talking about. Let me see.
But
it's a recreation of a scene from House of Frankenstein.
There's a qualified nurse. There's a qualified nurse at the trailer where the guy who's almost a vampire wants to read your future. The cat doesn't want to be there. The magnifying glass that the inspector with the pipe has, where he's just holding it there for the scene. I'm like, I thought that this movie was funny.
Oh,
don't hate me.
No.
I think it's funny as fuck.
Look,
no, I thought it was.
It's a perfect Spanguli film.
Yeah.
That's
the thing. This movie does not take itself seriously.
But
you're meant to find this.
Well, what do you? What do you think would have? You know how there was the Tim Burton Batman, and then there was the Twilight Batman, and one of them is a lot grittier than the other one. Mm-hmm. What do you think it would be like to take this and turn up the reality and really do a good job of you'd have to.
I always feel that things like this are more fun when you play them straight.
Okay.
That things like this are always more fun when they're played straight.
Right. You wouldn't want to turn it into a comedy, but could you make it seriously?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be like Underworld.
Yeah. That's my specialty. That is my specialty. Is taking crazy premises, crazy outlandish premises, and trying to tell a good human story from that completely insane premise. I like to tell serious stories based on outrageous premises.
Like Hell Night. Check out Hell
Hell
Night
Night.
on Indiegogo.
Okay.
Yo, Sam, what's up, brother, man?
So,
I dropped the link if you want to hop in. If you don't, that's cool too. This movie had serious fucking problems financially. This was one of those movies, and hard. I'm sure you've heard of this happening to quite a few pictures. The budget got jacked while they were making the movie. This was supposed to be like a much bigger film. As a matter of fact, one of the monsters that's not in this, that was supposed to be in this, is the Golem.
I saw
Right.
that.
I remember not seeing that.
That was a good scene, like one of my favorites when he pulls out the book. You flashed over it a second ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Here we go.
It's an interesting thing in Hollywood because when you're making films, God, you're dealing with an army of different people that have different attitudes, different goals, different things they want to do. And then there's people that are using the movie to just rip off as much money as they possibly can and siphon off the budget. And people go, why did that blockbuster cost millions of dollars? Because of all the ticks on the hound.
Right.
That's why, guys.
Yeah.
All the ticks on the hound. But
It's like trying to make a movie in Louisiana.
you guys ever seen what I think is called Night Train to Terror?
Oh God, yeah.
Disco dancers on it. And it's involved also with another film called what's it? The Nightmare Never Ends.
Dude, I'm sorry,
I played a bunch of these films that were cobbled together from failed films.
Yes.
Like they were going to make a series of these films, and the money disappeared in the middle of making them, and they had to cobble it together to figure out how to get a feature out of this fucking thing. We got to
do that movie one of these nights. We got to do that movie one of these nights.
Which one? Night Train to Terror?
Yes.
We have to, and we got to show the disco dancers on the train.
Art, everybody's got something to do. Everybody but you. Dance with me, dance with me.
Yeah, dance with me, dance with me.
Dance with me, dance with me. Dance with me, dance with me. Everybody's got something to do.
And there's footage in there that looks like it came from like Spookies. It looks like there's footage from Spookies in there, and it looks like there's footage from The Nightmare. Because I kind of wanted to go and find these films, right? And I wanted to grab the little bits that are in this movie from that movie and cut it into the feature. Like cut them in,
make
and get a more full feature with this other footage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I could have sworn
like the Dawn of the Dead cut we watched.
Oh yeah, that's the
Chopping Mall extended hours cut.
Yes. And that was thrown together by somebody that just took the ultimate set, the ultimate Dawn of the Dead set that came out from, was it Anchor Bay? I think it was Anchor Bay.
I actually wanted to go through and do a bunch of fan cuts of films. This was years ago. Yeah. And I wanted to put them out on the internet for free because there's certain films that I knew as a filmmaker. I'm like, if you just pulled this thing out, you got a great film. If you just ended it here, if you ended the film here, you have a great fucking movie.
Yes. Yes.
And I kind of had wanted to do that. And then I got busy working in the industry and working in adult films and being post-production involved in that business and music videos. And I never got back to it, but my friends did it. Like Dan Plagle, who does the Babylon Crushed Up. He's on Instagram as Big Boob Art Dan.
Oh, dude,
yeah. It's a bad.
And so Dan took the Nicolas Cage movie, the Sword and Sorcery movie, Season of the Witch. Yes. And he cut in all the different excised, deleted scenes, and it was fucking good.
Yeah,
dude,
he just did that at home from his DVD.
Yes, fan edits are easier to make than they've ever been. You could throw them together really simple. There's very good, cheap movie editing software. I use Filmora; it's perfectly fine. Very intuitive, and there's even a network. You can go to a website that is all about fan edits. That has nothing but links to fan edits, but they have to be really careful, right? Because you can only do it by, I think, file sharing software, right? It's not like there's that you can just click and just download them. Obviously for legal reasons. They're using
okay, guys, I'd like to throw this out there to everybody on the panel, anybody at home who's listening. How the fuck is it legal for YouTube to profit from fan films of copywritten characters like Friday the 13th, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, The Crow, because, okay, I get it. You made a fan film, but YouTube is profiting off these fan films, and YouTube is deriving commercial revenues and viewership from these fan films. How is it legal for YouTube to air the Friday the 13th fan film, but if I do it on American Horrors, I'm in trouble?
I have a very simple answer to that.
that.
I have a very simple answer to that, Hart.
Because
That doesn't work in court.
Who the fuck are you? Right? Are you the guy that owns fucking YouTube, which is owned by Google or something like that? Are you like a multi-mega billionaire? No.
Not yet.
But you don't
I'm
get to
working
do
on
that shit. They get to do that shit. Rules for
So
me.
you're saying that what they're doing is illegal, and they get away with it by virtue of their
No.
power.
No,
We're not
it's
saying that at
illegal.
all.
It's not-
YouTube is a very good master.
It's not
Yeah,
illegal when they
right.
do it. That's what I'm saying. It's not. It's illegal when you do it. It's not illegal when they do it. Simple.
I mean, you guys get it, right? Like okay, if I decide I'm going to do fan comics of the Punisher, and I'm going to sell fan Punisher comics.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And
you
then
can't
you're
make,
sued.
You can't make money off it. Yeah. But yeah, here you see an illustration of the Golem, right? And yeah, he wanted to put the Golem in.
I was
this.
excited for that. I was like, that looks cool. It's
Yeah,
kinda like
but they didn't have the
Mary
money.
Shelley's
The
Frankenstein.
money just disappeared.
Looks like
Got a cool
Captain
little,
Marvel.
It's got a red Punisher like skull on his shirt or something with like a
Looks
Looks like a
big-ass
star.
mustache. It just looks dope. I was like, hell yeah, dude! I can't wait for this.
well. The
I'm like,
star.
where's my Golem?
The star, I guess, would be symbolic of like the Star of David.
Yeah, that's what I was
That-
thinking.
Right, because Paul Wegener was the very first horror movie icon. Was the very first horror movie star. He made a version of the Golem, I think, in like 1920, possibly, and then he did a remake. And he wrote, he directed, and starred himself as the Golem.
Mhm.
There's one version exists, the remake. The second version he did exists. The first version, I believe, is lost to time. But you can watch that free just on Tubi. It's like Dr. Caligari. It's very easy to get a hold of, and I do recommend it. It is actually a pretty cool horror movie. And I do consider Nashi to be one of those people that was in that same line. Like, he wasn't just a guy that was a writer, an actor, a director, and all this other stuff. He was like an ambassador of horror. He wasn't just representing horror for Spain. He was one of the people that, in my opinion, just kind of carried the torch. His movies were actually very popular in Japan, and he actually went to Japan. Yes, he went to Japan and made 2 movies there: The Beast and the Magic Blade, which is like one of the Waldemar Daninsky movies. And he did another Waldemar Daninsky movie there, Night of the Werewolf, also known as The Craving, also known as El Retorno Valpurgis, which is a remake that he did of his own movie, the Werewolf versus the Vampire one.
Okay.
And we're going to do that one of these nights, because I think that's like really one of his best movies. He stopped making movies in Japan because the Yakuza approached him and said, hey, you're going back to Spain, right? And then you're going to come back here and make more movies? Yeah, can you bring some guns for us?
Really?
Yeah. And so he agreed. He was like, okay, you want me to bring some guns for you guys? Absolutely. I'm your boy. And he left, and he never came back. He knew not to say no to these motherfuckers and just split.
Yeah. I'll be right back and go get some cigarettes.
You got it, man. You got it.
My late wife Waka, her family, they were in the Yakuza. Her grandfather was a big figure in the Yakuza in Japan, and her father got out of it when he fell in love with her mom, and he reformed himself and became a pillar of the community. And he had associates in that world and in the regular world. So he was kind of like that, crossing those 2 lines. And the question I would have is, what makes mafia guys in Japan think an Italian or Spanish actor can get them guns.
I don't know.
What the fuck makes you think this actor could get you fucking guns on your island?
Right. They want to.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, I know.
I think they just didn't want him to come back. I know the Yakuza has
guys, I'll be right back. Just got to get a refill on my lemonade.
You
like,
got
have
it,
a huge stake in the movie industry in Japan, don't they? Or China, wherever it's at.
What up, Sim?
What's up?
Sim dog.
How's it going?
Sim doggy dog. By
What's
the way,
up, Sim?
check this out.
How's it going, guys? Sorry, I came home pretty late today.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, nice.
That's cool.
Ooh.
It looks like resin. Is that a resin?
Yes,
Yep.
it is. It's ABS resin.
Made by my homeboy Sim.
Sick.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, can't. Need to get better. the lighting's not great here, but yeah, as you can see, yeah. So everybody who ordered one of these, they were 2 years late. So what I did was I put in not one figurine but two figurines, and this is the pimp move: a written apology.
Yeah, I came in to the rescue, and I did them in a month.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's why you're my boy. That's why you're my boy.
No, back, dude.
Yeah, no, thanks, dude. Same
sadly,
lines. And
sadly,
people are
I
going
did
to be able
not
to
get
get
to
these
watch.
on the new campaign.
Sadly, I did not get to see that movie yet, but it looks interesting.
It's
Look,
awesome,
it's
dude.
fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
That's
it is
what I would say.
definitely. Yeah, it's definitely fun.
And that's all it's really trying to be. And can I just also say, the chicks in the fucking Spanish horror movies are so fucking hot. God,
Yeah, she's the one
man.
on the. She's the one on the cover, right?
Yeah, smoking the chicks in Spanish horror movies are just fucking
Somebody has
smoking
Latina
hot.
fever. What's up?
Oof, caliente, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why do you care? I guess because I'm a woman. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, and this, yeah. Then of course, poor Valdemar, man, he gets his ass handed to him, right? Fucking Michael Rennie sends in the fucking Frankenstein monster just to fucking manhandle him.
Well,
Just
right.
to fuck him up
That's
a
the
little
funny
bit.
thing. He just opens the, and he's really polite. He opens the door and then shuts the door behind him because
Yes.
Frankenstein
Yes.
was not
Yes.
born in a barn. He was born in a lab.
Yeah.
Labs have doors.
Yup. And and then he gets roughed up by the fucking mummy, and then of course he turns into the werewolf, and shit gets real. Shit gets real very, very quickly.
Dude, it was the greatest fight scene. Like, it was really, really good.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the things that I find so interesting, also, knowing about who Nashi was and how his love affair with horror started, was watching the scene that is basically a recreation of the scene from Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman that he saw when he was a little boy, that made him a lifetime a horror fan.
Wasn't that what's been happened to us? Like you guys, I mean, I discovered comic books at the age of 5 and fell in love, and I love it. And then at a certain age, I discovered martial arts and fell in love and got into that and just went into it. The first thing I ever saw was the first thing that got me excited about martial arts was Chuck Norris. And it was a force of one. No, it was good guys wear black. Good guys.
Yeah.
Steve
through the windshield. Yeah.
Christopher Lee did an eye for an eye.
You know what got me excited about martial arts was Kung Fu Theater on every Saturday morning. Or was it Sunday? It was Sunday. Because Saturday was cartoon and Sunday was Kung Fu Theater. And
yeah, I like the
Deadly
Chuck Norris
Venoms
films. And then I discovered Bruce Lee from the Chuck Norris movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it was Bruce Lee, of course, and then of course the Shaw Brothers movies. Because
Shaw Brothers, actually. Now, Brian, were you disappointed when you figured out that just because you learn Kung Fu doesn't mean that you can levitate? Or climb walls or
I just go.
yeah.
I'm sorry, what school did you go to? You guys can't levitate?
Trying to do like coach,
You guys.
you realize that your fingers are not teeth and they can't go in somebody. It was,
You can't just walk across the room, little?
I was like, dude, totally learn the Manus style. Going to be a fucking praying mantis. Be awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I fucked around with a little bit of Hungar. That's about as far as I got into Kung Fu.
Tiger style.
Right? The whole tiger style thing is about grabbing people when they're coming at you and pulling them and getting them off.
I know that now, but back then, I thought
top of that dick.
Actually going to be a tiger. You know what I'm saying?
You're about to go down with some tiger dick style.
Well, when you understand when you understand that the Chopsaki movies, the Shaw Brothers movies, those kung fu movies, when you understand that those were the direct descendants of the Peking opera, it all starts to make sense. They used to do the shit on stage.
Well, that's what Jackie Chan was trained as. He was trained to be in the Peking opera, him and Sammo Hung. And it was also the same with Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was the child of a major acting couple that were involved in the theater, right?
Yeah.
And weren't they part of the Peking opera?
Yeah. Yes. And, he didn't grow up in the Peking opera.
No, he didn't grow up in it, but his folks were entertainers involved in that, and he was the problem child.
Yes. And
most people don't know that Bruce Lee was a major dancer in when he was living in China. Dancing.
Specifically, it was the cha-cha.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he was a cha-cha dancer.
Cha-cha-cha.
would teach it. But yeah, the training that those guys got, those kids got in the Peking opera nowadays would be considered felony child abuse.
Oh, without a doubt, man. Even, I don't know, different dojos have different stuff, and...
But it wasn't just a dojo. That's the thing. They would train them to be actors, singers. They would have classes all day. So it's like, for an hour, you're going to do kung fu. For an hour, you're going to do acting. For an hour, you're going to do singing.
And if you knew what the Shaolin monks put those kids through, you'd be fucking...
Dude, it's 2024 now. Expecting a kid to know how to cook, it's child abuse now.
Right? Everything's child abuse now.
It's
not going to do the Ricada thing.
One of my friends was training with a Taekwondo instructor in Chicago, and this was back in the 80s. And this guy, you would throw out your sidekick, and you'd hold your sidekick out as long as you could. Then he'd come over with a pole that had a pin on the end of it and put it under your leg. And see how long you could hold that fucking kick up.
Yep.
And that guy, I believe, got charged with abusing his students and using the students without paying them and stuff. And it was a thing. And I don't know, when you get into martial arts, there are some shady characters in there that are going to use it to take advantage of people and, use your ignorance against you. Where I trained in Taekwondo, and I trained with Wushu guys, and I trained with Muay Thai guys, and then I went to Gokors and I trained with combat Sambo and Russian Sambo and Judo and Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai, and it was all just like learning.
Mark, when you going into your dojos and stuff like that, did anybody complain because they got kicked in the face?
Some people did.
No way.
Some people did. Actually, I broke my ankle training at Gokors, and I had rolled my foot in the mat. I was fighting with a friend of mine, Tony. His nickname's Armenian Superman, if that gives you an idea of this muscle pit full of a human being. And I'm fighting with him, and we're doing stand up and takedown. And we've been going for a little bit, and I decided, he was spinning around, and I'm like, I'm going to whack him in the back of the head, and then I'm going to say I'm done. And as I whacked him in the back of the head, I rolled my ankle. The ankle popped. I went down. He was spinning to come up with a kick. His knee come up, got me right in the face. And the pop of my ankle breaking sounded like a gunshot. So everybody in this dojo turned to see, what the fuck? And they thought my face got caved in from the knee to the face.
They thought that was your skull.
But it was the ankle.
I thought that was your skull.
I didn't know that was allowed.
My cheekbone got caved in. And we had a guy from this was in Hollywood. So there was a guy a doctor from the local hospital down the street. We were at the Sunset City Planner, and he got me into the ER. He got me right through. He got me past all the bullshit and got me treated right away. And during treatment, he's like, "So, this is a once in a while accident, right?" And I'm like, "No, No, the level that you're training with, these people are killers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
These people are killers. It's normal. It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
And I never came back.
When I trained that,
It reminds me of a
I
story.
trained that, it was regular to get punched in the face. You come home with a black eye, a bloody nose, all kind. But you signed up for that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you signed up for.
Dude,
But it's a good thing I'm not a cheaty guy, because my girlfriends back then, I had scratches on my neck, I had fingertip bruises on my arm, I had bruises on me, and I'm like, I don't know how I got that.
I'd have
went to the leather bar and got
on my face.
got a little rough with like some like leather daddies.
It reminds me of a funny story where it was one of those like, hey,
Don't get me started about the gay rave.
I'll do a round kick and I won't touch you. Don't move. I won't touch you. I'm just gonna pass close to your face, but I won't touch you. And I got my jaw dislocated. Just a bit. And he looks at me. Are you gonna be fine? And I just snapped it back.
Yeah, it's easy. All you got to do is bite down.
Every practice, I would break my toe.
You bite down
my middle toe. It never healed. It would
You
always
kept
snap.
breaking your toe doing what?
Just fucking like grappling with people on the ground. You'd put leverage on that foot to go ahead and push them over.
A lot of people have broken their toes on those mats. The lead singer of Society One, Matt Zane. Matt's first day to go do jujitsu, he went to go out on the mat and he rolled his toe on the mat and broke it really bad. And then if you guys go online, you could see there's a band I did music videos for, the Tattooed Millionaires. And this one involves a dominatrix, and we shot it at the dojo. We shot it there. And so she's like got them on leashes and shit, and they're in leather harnesses. And right on the very first fucking take, Johnny, the lead singer, goes to lunge forward, and he broke his toe.
Yep.
On the mat.
Every time. And I wouldn't miss practice. So, it takes more than a week for your toe to heal. And it would just start to mend, and I'd snap it all over again. Like,
well, I've broken my pinky toes a lot.
Oof.
It was always my middle toe. I don't know why. But it was
I've broken my ankles several times. I've had my ankles broken several times. I've had my rib. I've got a nice calcium deposit on my rib from a knee to the rib from a dude that was like 6'4", 250 pounds.
Yep.
Now, you see, with martial arts, I've never sparred with somebody except in HEMA. So the only time I've ever actually had a martial arts spar with somebody has been with swords. We use these steel feather swords, right? So they have like bend to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they're not wobbly, but it's a blunt.
They have flex.
Like
they flex.
Yeah. In other words, when it hit, if I stabbed you in the chest with it, it would just go right. It would bend
Like a musical saw.
But man, we would use like these fencing masks and lacrosse gloves. This is before HEMA became like a big thing, and you could get.
Dude, it's funny that you say fencing masks and lacrosse gloves. Did you ever hear the Dog Brothers?
Mm-mm.
Okay, the Dog Brothers, they're based out of Redondo Beach in LA, and they do full contact stick fighting, and they wear fencing masks and like those kinds of gloves, and that's it.
Like Kali?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Kali, Eskrima.
Yeah, I mean,
and they do that full contact. I saw a dude get his kneecap split in half.
Oh, ow.
Wow.
Ow. Worst injury I ever got in HEMA was that like I said, the gloves that we had weren't very good. They were just like lacrosse gloves, and it would like protect the thumb. But then I remember getting hit like just right on the side of my thumb in the one spot that's like not protected, and it's just my thumb just fucking.
The sensei we had, like he studied overseas, and when he started teaching in America, like he decided he wasn't holding back. Like he was going to train people here, like he was trained over there. And dude, it was fucking brutal. You know what I'm saying? Like
well, I mean,
that's how it was for me, man. Doc Salem, that's how it was. My first instructor was from Korea. He was from the South Korean Army demonstration team.
Yeah, and he would sit over us and he would watch us and he'd be like, "That's what I like. I like my students to be vicious." You know? No shit, dude. It was so fucking awesome.
Was it?
It
was like a professor thing, because that's the thing also about martial arts. You have to know what it's like to get hit.
Yeah. Why would you go to fight class and not want to get hit? That's fucking retarded.
Yes.
That was one of the best things about Gokor and Gene the Bell's class is that Gokors and Genes, when they taught you moves, they're like, okay, guys, who wants to feel this? They show you the move, and they're like, okay, guys, come out. Who wants to feel this? Because how do you know what you're doing if you haven't felt it?
Yes.
Exactly.
How are you not going to injure your partner if you don't know when that heel hook is going to fucking snap his knee?
Right.
Or when you're doing small joint locks, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know, like, where's the point of no return on that kind of shit.
That was always the fun part. Okay, guys, who wants to feel this?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Okay, all right, fuck.
If he started the class and he was like, okay, like there's more than a few times. It's like, Preston, you're going to be the person I'm playing with tonight. Get over here and we're going to show up. Dude, you knew you were in for a fun night.
He's a demonstration dummy.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. Then you just hope that the sensei just has mercy on you.
Oh no, there was no
You're
mercy.
effectively his
This
bitch
fucking
at that moment.
this, dude.
No, what you're hoping the motherfucker don't break you.
Exactly.
You're going to get hurt. You can count on the hurt part.
You don't die.
Yeah. Oh no, you're gonna get hurt. There was a guy like they were using for throws, and for the whole class they were throwing this motherfucker. At the end of the class, he was like, "Sensei," he was like, "I got a problem." And he was like, "What's the matter?" He was like, "I can't move my arm." He had his arm dislocated at some point.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's getting fucking thrown.
But the thing with jujitsu is not real. It's a fighting style, but it's also about like working the joints, like to fix the joints. You know what I'm saying? So he was able to push it back in place. Yeah.
It's about joint manipulation.
Exactly.
Right,
Joint manipulation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, jiu-jitsu is taken off because it's like, well, most fights, let's face it, and this was even like in medieval sword fights between knights, most of those fights ended up on the ground. That's the nature
this is
of
traditional jiu-jitsu. This is
exactly where jiu-jitsu came from, was to be able to take that samurai guy in his armor and use his joints against him, because that's what you're doing. You're using mechanics. It's not brute force. You're using
it's a chess match.
Mechanics.
It's a chess match once you get them on the ground. Like it's like,
and you understand the body. Like, Doc, how long have you been doing jiu-jitsu?
I quit. I quit like when I was in my mid 30s. I started when I was in my early 30s. I'm late 20s, early 30s, and then I quit around 36 or something like that. You know, so
I got involved with Gokor in '96, and then I haven't really been able to train with anybody since I moved here in Wisconsin in 2015. So that's
great, dude. Like, I mean, look, when you were training, like at the end of the class, when they were like, did they have you guys fight each other for like 15 minutes, you know, and then every 5 minutes you'd have to switch up with somebody.
You'd be in the center of the circle, and they'd keep after every like 60 seconds or 2 minutes, new guy.
One was, we would they had two things. One night we had the fight suit, right? And it was this big burlap suit that the head of the class would get in. And dude, let me tell you something. It sounds weird, but when you get hit with this thing, it never had it just had nubs. When he hit you, it just had nubs. But it was hardened burlap, right? Ow. And when he hit you, it would tear skin off of your fucking body, you know? And so the point was stand up and put as many moves on this thing and not get hit. But dude, you know, that opened my eyes of how many people like actually were in the class and could not fucking fight. Like they were like brown and fucking purple belts. But they like in the middle of getting like nailed in the face like 20 times, they were like, okay, I had enough. And the sensei's like, you still got 2 more minutes, dude. Like, you're not getting out of that. You still have 2 more minutes.
Well, I mean, that's the interesting thing about martial arts, right? Is there's the muscle memory thing. That's what kata is for, right?
Well, there's also the thing about
like doing katas for years and years and years, and then once you actually have an opponent.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Like, oh shit, I don't know nothing.
You have to learn how. You have to know how to street fight too. Like, it's not all about technique. Like, you have to know how to duck and dodge and fucking get in there and be vicious. You know, like a lot of these guys. It was obvious to me, like none of these motherfuckers that haven't been in a real fight in the real world. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, like I said, I've never been in a real fight. I've been in situations where I thought a fight was about to happen, where I've had to go nose to nose with people, and I'm thinking, well, that's just what I have to do, right? And hopefully they'll back down, and they always backed down. But I've always gone into that situation with the attitude that if it's going to come to blows, I'm going to try to fucking kill you.
Well, that's the point. That's the point of fighting. Is
jabs and then fucking we get separated.
The point of a fight isn't in the real world.
Kill me, and I'm going to try to kill you.
Well, that's the thing. Is like the point of a fight in the real world is to try to kill that person. But the thing is you have to show restraint, right? I mean, you're not going in there like I'm just going to hit this guy a little bit and hopefully he backs. No, dude. If somebody challenges, you have to try to kill that motherfucker.
Yes. Now, Hart, you might appreciate this, but one of the things that Preston and I are working on is a Street Fighter comic. That is to say, Terry Tsurugi, the Street Fighter, fucking Sonny Chiba. You've seen those movies, right?
Oh, of course I have.
Right?
I had them on VHS. I had them on VHS. When I saw True Romance at the theater, and I was like watching them watch the Sonny Chiba fight, I'm like, why haven't I heard of this fucking guy? And then I went and I tracked down every fucking Sonny Chiba fucking movie I get my fucking hands on. Right. And the guy's fantastic. And then also I had the great joy of having a Japanese wife. So she really knew the culture and was able to like fill in the blanks for me. And her father loved Sonny Chiba and her dad loved Go-Go 13. And I'm with a family that actually, their whole family reads comic books. And I went to their place in Japan and they had their whole bookshelf and they had comics.
Dude, and talk about a fucking score.
Awesome, man. It was like right in the living room. It was so cool. And then as far as like fighting goes, I mean, to me, fighting was just part of life where I grew up in Chicago. I mean, fights was just normal. I fought with my friends. I fought with everybody. I got jumped. I got bullied. I dealt with gangs. I dealt with all kinds of fucked up shit. I've been in all kinds of fucked up fights. And I've never... You guys say this stuff when you say, I'm there to kill you. Fuck no, I'm not there to kill you. I don't want to go to jail for this stupid fucking fight. I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to maim you.
No,
I might break your arm or your hand. I'm not there to kill nobody. I want to go home. I want to get out of this confrontation. I want to go home. I don't want to be involved in this. And if I have to be, I'm going to do what I got. But I've never actually gone into a fight with the notion of, I'm trying to kill this guy. The closest I ever came to that was a little kid being beat up by an older kid, and I was trying to focus my chi and make the iron fist. And I'm like fucking 9 years old, and I'd never done martial arts before in my life, and I'm trying to be iron fist, and I was standing up for my friend who was getting bullied by this older kid, and he slapped the shit out of me. He just open hand slapped me, and he was laughing the whole time. And that sounds cruel, but the other side of it was he didn't hit me with a closed fist.
Right. He wasn't
trying to slap the shit out of me. It was in front of a bunch of people, and I was crying. I'm a little kid. Oh, I'm crying. I got the tears. Oh, my God. And I thought my buddy was going to stand with me, but he didn't. And then my neighbor's sister, who was like one of the local babysitters, walked me home. I got my blanket, I'm crying, and she's holding my hand and walking me home.
But here's the thing.
And that was
I think the reason why I've never been in a real fight is because because people can like see murder in my eyes. I think that having that attitude, just that attitude, makes people go, "Whoa."
No, that attitude is what has security surround me at the airport.
I'm gonna go murder the toilet.
Whoa.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for the next movie, but I'm gonna take off because I got some sleeping to do and some waking up to do and some working and driving to do.
Tell people where they can catch up with your ass.
Kit Bash Federation on YouTube.
But who are you?
Oh, I'm Jeff.
Hi Jeff, I'm Hart. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
I like what you had to say about AI quite a bit, and I definitely would like to know more about your experiences with working with it.
Yeah, I'm really trying to. I don't enjoy using it. I don't want to try and learn how to get good at it. I'm just watching this. I'm just watching how the company uses it. They're using it for. I mean, if I wanted to teach somebody how to use Blender, I might ask it to write me a curriculum just because I don't know how to like organize stuff like that. I know how to talk a mile a minute and show people things that they can absorb. because I'm like, watch this, then watch this, then watch this, then watch this. It's like, no. Can you help me organize my thoughts? I'll use it for that, but I'm not going to publish anything. But anyway, yeah, you can see me on Kit Bash Federation, where I trash bash. I repurpose because it's more creative than recycling, and I glue crap together and make it look like spaceships.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
John Dykstra style.
So, but it was nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was nice to hang with you guys, and
it was a pleasure.
I'll get a chance to do it next week. I'll keep an eye out for what you guys are planning on watching next.
All right, man.
Yeah, and you should check out American Horrors. If you like these kinds of older horror films and you've got a Roku, American Horrors, all day, all night, all horror, American Horrors. Totally free and no commercials during the films. The films have no commercial interruptions. And we have original programming like Gorecast, Groovy TV, Mission Terror, and more.
Nice.
Yeah,
I will check
it
it
out in
out.
the chat right now too, so you guys can go right to it.
Silent Scream is playing right now.
Here, Jeff.
Okay.
Oh,
Take it easy, guys.
No, Jeff.
Peace.
Nice to meet you.
With Barbara Steele, my waifu, Barbara Steele.
Silent Scream's a solid film. I mean, the best slasher films are mysteries.
I just love the moment that, Barbara Steele's appearance in that movie is it's a small role. It's a short scene, but she has such fucking presence in that scene. It's just great where it's like the heroine is in this room with this lunatic, and the lunatic's looking around, and suddenly she notices her.
Yeah, now it's playing the trailer for Wolfhead.
It's like you've just been noticed by the monster. The monster has just noticed you.
I had so much fun hanging out with you guys. I didn't even do the scheduling for American Horrors. It's Slayer Day, and we've been off the air for a bit dealing with some tech issues, and it's Slayer Day, and we were going to play the Billie Eilish interview because I'm Billie Eilish's first director. She grew up next door to me, which I think is hilarious when people go, "Why is your music so dark?" Billy, what's up with these spiders in this video? Well, let me tell you. I could tell you why there's spiders in that video, and it has to do with the Verminators and the Black Widow infestation in her house and my house. Oh, yeah, dude, crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
You've had an interesting life, bro. You've had a very interesting life. Let me play. Now, this really doesn't, I don't know if this scene really tells you what you need to know about this movie. It kind of does, I guess.
Get down, dude. Look at her face.
What did you say, Matt?
So it's about foot fetish. Got it.
I said, look at her face.
It's a Quentin Tarantino film.
We don't make any judgment about people's kinks and shit like that.
Not for yourself, I do.
Hey, if you want to get off with a woman's feet, go right ahead. I've done it.
The foot fetish is like the most common, right?
Yeah.
It's
No, it's not.
No,
it's not the most common. What the fuck are you talking about?
What is the most common?
The biggest selling fetish in adult films is nurse.
Okay, I'll say this though. You can like and love all you want. It's all good. Everything's
Yeah.
But,
I'm just saying, as a pornographer professional here who works in the business, the number one selling fetish is nurses.
Really?
Nurses, yep.
No
It's one of them. Then you have the schoolgirl suit costumes.
No, then I would say pretty close to that would be black guys fucking blonde chicks with big tits.
I have a thing for fucking thigh highs. I have a thing for fucking thigh highs.
I have a thing for Daisy Dukes.
Daisy, oh god, yeah, and I'm all about that ass. I'm all about that culo. Every girlfriend that I've had that could tell you that when I'm hanging out with them, that's just where my hand goes.
Well, I'm Mr. Spanky. I did karaoke with my lady singing "Whip It Good" with her bent over a bar stool, facing the crowd, of course, and spanking that ass while I sang the song. But then that's part of why we got together. We're in the scene together. She likes to be spanked, so I like to do some spanking.
That's the thing. It's like my last girlfriend wasn't into being spanked, but she was like, "Okay, you can spank me." I'm like, if you're not into it, it takes the fun out of it. You know what I'm saying? I want to smack that ass, but I want you to be getting off the fact that I'm smacking that.
No, the weirdest
what cracks me up is I never tried to find it.
It just that's a bummer.
It wasn't anything I looked for, but I will say every one of my girlfriends, they like a little spanking from the lion.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I don't mind the spanking. The weirdest one for me was choke me and slap me or something. And
I don't like it. I don't want to be spanked. I don't like to be spanked at all.
No, me neither. No.
Well, a little bit of giddy up and go when you're in the saddle.
Yeah, boy. I love this fucking how Michael Rennie walks into this place looking like a fucking man.
I'm telling you, it looks like it's the same Khan movie or something.
Right?
Yep.
And whenever I think of this movie, I always think of this theme.
I'm just so used to seeing it in 4:3.
Yes, everybody, you can catch this movie that we're talking about.
I don't think I've ever seen the widescreen version, and it looks pretty good.
Oh, dude, the Blu-ray rip I watched last night, absolutely fucking fantastic. And that's the thing too. It's like if you're more of a VHS guy, that's understandable. But to me, it's like whenever you get like a higher grade version of these movies, it's a new way to watch a movie I've already seen.
Well, the movie's different. Like for myself, doing the film festival, plug 6th Annual American Horrors Film Festival, accepting submissions right now at AmericanHorrors.net. You can submit your film for the 6th Annual American Horrors Film Festival on October 4th, 5th, and 6th in downtown Lake Geneva. But
I was going to ask when that's popping off.
Yeah, it's going to be the first weekend of October. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we've got a lot of really good premieres. We got premiere coming in from Italy, Snavone from the Designs and Interfere. She has a short film, and so she's flying out for the North American premiere of that. And then we've got Ash's new film. He did Holes in the Sky, and Ash is a veteran of the film festival. He had a Play With Me, a short horror film in there. And so he's got a premiere of its F'd Up Tales from the End of the World, I think it is. And so we're doing a big red carpet premiere with that at the festival.
Nice.
And we're involved in a wine shop. And the theater we've taken over used to be the theater for the magic show. What? So we have a magician here in Lake Geneva, and he moved himself to a bigger theater. So now we've got the magic theater that's being renovated right. I think they start in July. So we're going to be the first festival to get in there after the renovation when they put in all new seating, upgrade everything. And it's gorgeous. And the city's working with us. And I'm getting really good horror films in here, really good films. And we're seeing so many people come over from all over the world because it's an international film fest. So for anybody at home, definitely submit to the fest. If you've got a music video, you got a short film, I'm watching every one. So I'm watching every one. And my rule for myself.
You're the curator, right?
Yes, I'm the curator, but there's no committee.
Right.
There's not going to be a bunch of housewives that get together and vote on which movie gets in the fest. Fuck that shit. I'm a pro, and this is for pros. Right. So we've got a lot of great stuff, and I'm the sole judge. So if you want me to watch your film, this is a great way to get me to watch it. And I have a rule, no fast forwarding. If you paid your entry fee, I'm going to watch the fucking thing. I refuse. I won't. It's disrespectful to the filmmaker. Yes. So I'm going to make sure that I'm watching it. And I turn my fucking phone off. I'm not going to be on my phone having business meetings while your fucking submission is playing, man.
That's one of the reasons movie theaters are dying, dude. I'm convinced that that's one of the reasons why movie theaters are dying.
Phones?
Because that's just because people will just fucking do that shit.
So many things are dying because of cell phones.
I mean, it's see, that's the thing that's fucked up is that it's like movie theaters themselves may very soon be disappearing.
They won't
only be in the cities.
Brian, they're not going to disappear. They're going to continue to be around. There's a lot of pop-up theaters that happen. And the thing you got to remember about this filmmaking, why are we all here talking? We're communal, we're tribal. We needed to get together and communicate with each other and share our experiences together. And we needed to watch the same movie. We didn't say, it's the butt-fuck movie week. No, we all had to have the same movie experience, and we had to pick it apart together. And that's humanity, and that won't go away. So movie will always be
there. Horror fandom, dude. That's the horror fandom.
Rock concerts. A rock concert's going away? No.
Fandom, though.
Comics too, man. They're always going to be around. I think
they're going to be around. It's also the notion of getting together and having a human connection. Connection.
That's also the reason. I was talking to Matt about this, like as far as AI and all this kind of shit, as far as like taking over comics. You have to have somebody to idolize. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like the art in a comic or the writing of a comic, you can't idolize a computer. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like,
what's going to happen is you're going to idolize the operator. Okay? What's going to happen is you're going to have, just like with guitar gods like Eddie Van Halen or what have you, you're going to have AI gods. And they're going to be people that have that gift of know how to work that machine the same way nobody saw coming PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody saw this market coming where I'm going to sit there and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to watch this other asshole play video games.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to sit there and munch my popcorn and take my Monster Energy drink and watch that dick play a game? Yes. How come I'm not playing the game?
Well, he was also like a male model. Right? Yeah, but he was also like a male model, right? It's like
also, the thing is
but what I'm saying is that market is there and it keeps evolving, but it involves connection and it involves people interacting with each other. Yes. And that
still involves a creator. This is what I'm saying. Is like the computer isn't going to be the creator. Like there's going to have to be a person in charge of that, like creating through the computer.
Okay, so what's the game that PewDiePie plays?
I have no idea.
What's the game that PewDiePie plays?
I've never watched PewDiePie.
I have no idea.
There you go. You see what I'm saying? He's the star, not the game he's playing.
Yes.
He's the star. Yes. Like a comedian.
Right. Right. He's a person. Right. Personality, charisma, that sort of a thing. We're all doing the stuff that we're doing because we had idols. Because we had people. We had people that touched our lives.
There was a rock star that you idolized.
Well, Vincent Price was a rock star to me.
Right.
Christopher Lee was a rock star to me.
Exactly.
You know, these horror guys, they were rock stars to me. Jason, Freddie. They excite me. You know, and they also excite the rock stars.
Did you see the Art the Clown plush doll?
No.
How fucking dope is that?
But they made a plush doll out of Art the Clown?
Yes. Oh, you do. You missed that part. Let me see if I can
I walked away and refreshed because I'm about to get up and refresh.
Okay.
Lemonade, that cool, refreshing drink.
A cool and refreshing drink.
Lemonade.
Nothing better in the summer, man. Yeah, let me see if
and I've been laying off the rum and coke.
Yeah, I drinking is just lame. It's just I'm so much more even-tempered since I switched to being a pothead. Not that I'm like a massive pothead. Oh, I would
say that marijuana is a lot more mellow.
Yes. You've never seen like angry potheads get into like a brawl, right? Like
my ex-wife, whenever she smoked pot,
only when they're drinking Malort.
Only when
she would get violent.
Or a bottle of what the hell did I drink? I drank chartreuse.
It was the strangest thing I've ever seen before in my life.
Well, I mean,
it was a nightmare. Ladies and gentlemen at home, never give Hart Fisher chartreuse, okay? Never, ever give Hart that alcohol, ever.
Good shit.
You will go on a hell ride with me, baby.
A hell ride? A demon hell ride?
My poor friend Trike had to deal with me twice because I like it.
Oh, it's great, dude. It's great. I used to drink it back in my fucking...
Poor Trike out there at Trike Comic Alley in Delavan has had to deal with me twice. And he has banned me for never drinking that beverage again. And he has every right to, because that poor little bastard had to deal with a lot that night and the other night.
Oh, that's
and so our friend Fred can't wait to come over with the bottle of chartreuse.
Hey, well, then at least you know to be a mess at home and not a mess in public. You know, that's the thing. But look at this fucking thing. How fucking twisted is this?
How big is it?
It's fucking 18 inches. Damn. That's a big fucking doll.
Almost 2 feet.
Yeah.
That's a big ass motherfucker.
Who's going to be the first one to make Terrifier pornos?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sure. Terrifier cum shot right on that face.
Oh man, there's a market for it if you can think of it.
Little Terrifier hand job.
Oh Jesus! Yeah. So the word is that Terrifier 3...
18-inch roto plush doll with functioning anus.
the word is that Terrifier 3 is coming out not in Christmas, even though it's a Christmas themed sequel, right? It's going to come out like this October. And the thing is the last one had a very limited theatrical release. You know, like it only played for like 2 days in particular theaters, and it made a fucking fortune. And I think that the way that the theater world, the movie theater chains, the way they could fucking save themselves would be if they were running fucking Ghostbusters and Poltergeist and fucking, Back to the Future, the original Star Wars movies. If they turned into fucking, places like the Alamo Drafthouse, where people would go fucking see those movies. The new Crow movie, if you released the new Crow movie with the fucking 1994 original, like literally next to each other, which one do you think would make a fucking fortune?
They did re-release that one like a couple weeks ago. I
would
would say too with Terrifier 2. That movie, like it made so much money, dude, that the theaters expended it for 2 more weeks after. It was on Yahoo.com because of the barf bag gimmick, It was
guys will be right
on
back.
Yahoo, you know what I mean? That's
you got it, brother.
So I think this one, I think they're probably expecting it to do pretty good. Like it'll probably bleed into like at least Thanksgiving time. Because if they release it on, I don't know, we'll see. Like this, it's pretty brilliant though to put it out in October before Halloween. You know what I mean? But back in the day, dude, this should have been October, November, and then part of at the beginning of December. Or at least have it ready by Christmas for DVD.
Right. And I think he's actually made another movie in the interim. Although I forget what that's supposed to be. Oh, and then also Maxine is coming out, right? Which is like the 3rd movie in the X trilogy. There was X, and then there was Pearl, which was the prequel that they shot because this was during the lockdown. So they shot the prequel like on the same locations. Just shot in, did it like Roger Corman style. And so Maxine's coming out, and I think they're going to release all 3 movies theatrically. If you haven't seen the first one, X, definitely check
I'm like
that
trying
out.
to think of that. It sounds
by Ty West.
I don't think I've seen it. Like X.
You've never seen it? Yeah. So X takes place during like the 1970s, early like porn industry. Like 75.
Wait, is that where they're filming a porn?
Yeah.
And there's couples like mother-in-law.
Couple. Yeah. And then it turns out that the old woman's like a serial killer.
Yeah, and like they showed a sex scene with the old man and the old woman, and I think it was Charlize Theron that played the old woman.
No,
right?
It's Mia Goth.
Mia Goth.
Oh. Yeah, the woman who plays the young porn star is also playing the killer.
No way! Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. So that's why when they just figured out on just really quickly writing and shooting a prequel, they used her and playing the young version of the old woman. It's one of those things that a director does, for artistic reasons. Right?
That was a great movie.
Having one actor playing like multiple parts.
Yeah.
Sometimes the actor wants to do that, though, Brian.
Yeah.
Sometimes your actor will be bored, right? Your actor's bored. Like, have you guys seen Crowley?
Crowley.
I would highly recommend it. In fact, if it's on any of the public stuff, I think it's just a movie we should definitely review because it's produced by Bruce Dickinson.
No way.
Bruce Dickinson produced it. He's a huge Aleister Crowley freak.
Nice.
It's a very good film. He produced it, and he plays like 5 or 6 different roles.
I gotta see that.
And so that's sometimes that happens with your actors. Especially if you've got an actor who's been playing the same character over and over again. Yeah. They want a challenge. They want to stretch their wings. They want to do more. So they're like, "Hey, what if I'm this little guy with a limp?" And that's just how it works. You got to keep your artist excited.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You don't want them getting
no
bored Let me see.
And every actor is different. When you're a director, the thing you're going to have to remember when you're dealing with your cast and your crew, they're all different. They are all going to need different things from you as a director. One guy might need you to be really nice and soft. Another person might need you to be an absolute dick. And you figure that out as you're doing your working process.
Some people want feedback, want direction. Other people want to be left.
Oh, you got the Incubus there. That's another great one.
And Brian, did you ever do Warlock?
Warlock? No, actually.
Oh, the Julian Sands Warlock?
I just
awesome.
Oh, that's a good one.
It was two of my favorite movie lines when I
Part
was
two's really
younger,
awesome.
and I just rewatched both of them because I don't want to rewatch the third one.
Yeah.
I saw the three Warlock films.
I saw the third
The
one.
third one's really bad.
It's not that
Second
good.
one's great, though.
I thought the second one was good.
But I really like the first one because it's very different.
Oh God, you've got the trailer.
That for something that's supposed to be like some kind of like horror movie. Like I thought, like the way they did it is so different. And the second one is also like it's bigger budget and pretty good. Like just the opening scene when he's birthed again.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I highly recommend the Warlock films.
Yes. The first, especially, the first two.
I'm pretty sure the first one is just free to watch when we could.
They're worth a shot. They're worth a check out.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, you can tell this is like Bruce Dickinson pre-Iron Maiden in a hawk.
Was that Bruce Dickinson in that?
Yes.
I play this trailer on American Horrors all the fucking time.
Oh yeah, no, this movie rules.
That's
I do. I like it.
Yeah, this is a great movie. The critics, of course,
It's another great satanic film with Ben Gazzara.
Oh shit, that is Bruce Dickinson.
God damn! Wow, I did not know that. So this must have been before he went into Maiden.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So the band is very Hawkwind-like. That's what I would consider.
Yeah, dude, you fucking know who Hawkwind is.
Fuck yeah, I do. Fucking Lennon was in Hawkwind,
big
bro.
nerd.
That's awesome,
Of
dude.
course I do.
No, that's when you're a nerd. Okay, here's how big of a nerd I am.
Yeah.
I love Manowar.
I love it too.
Yeah, the worst.
I love Manowar.
Greatest thing ever.
It's
you're not
nerdy.
metal,
It's such a nerdy geek out.
My
Man,
friend.
the worst.
Conan Rock.
When I was into Dungeons and Dragons, we played Man of War all the time.
Oh,
dude.
I have it.
Oh yeah.
What's that band that's doing all those freaking war stories and shit?
Sabaton.
Sabaton also. I like them a lot.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Manowar had the greatest fucking line ever, and that is, "If you're not into metal, you are not my friend." And because it was because it wasn't meant to be funny. That's
I like their titles like Hail and Kill.
Perfect.
Oh,
Hail and Kill.
that was the shit.
You will fight until the blood on your sword is the blood of a king. The blood on your sword is the blood of a king. The blood of a king. Sorry, sorry.
That's all good. You lost
crazy.
it. I understand. I lost a
Carry on.
the terror thing.
Man, I will cry if you put on Defender.
I know, it's cool.
That fucking song brings me to tears, god damn it, and I'm ashamed to admit it. I am absolutely ashamed to admit that, but
don't be ashamed. It's
I gotta
showing your
accept the shame.
sensitive side. It's showing your tender side. It's showing a dimension to you that
Doc Sale knows these songs I'm talking about, doesn't he?
Dude, I fucking like The Crown in the Ring. I fucking love The Crown in the Ring, dude. That's the greatest thing ever. Like everything off of that album is like the greatest. Like there's no bad song off that album. You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
that way about Fighting the World.
What was that? Was it
Fighting
Fighting
the
the
World
World?
Fighting the World had Defender. It had Kings of Metal. It had God, so many great songs. Carry On,
I couldn't appreciate music like that when I was younger because I was way more serious.
Was it Kings of
me,
Metal?
It was all about Slayer. It was all about Celtic Frost. It was all about Sodom.
Well, me too. But I was in a record store and I think it was Kings of Metal. Like the album cover sucked me in. I was like, I got to get that just because of the cover art.
Right.
And dude, I've discovered so many good bands because
God, I
of
think
cover
what was
art,
it?
you know?
Was it the Brotherhood of the Hammer or the Sons of the Hammer or the Sons of Odin? One of the Manowar records. One of the early ones was like the Brotherhood of the Hammer or something like that. I loved it because I was a Conan fan. Yeah, Conan, and I love Norse mythology.
Band. Yeah, it was a Conan. It was a Robert E. Howard band, basically.
Yeah. And then I just couldn't stop laughing when I saw them in their little furry underwear.
Yes, in the cod pieces and shit. They were like Venom.
Kings of Metal.
Venom was
That's
serious.
what it was. Yeah,
because
Kings of Metal was the greatest album ever.
Right? So Manowar was kind of like Venom if Venom took themselves seriously. That's like one of the ways I would describe them. Oh Christ! Hey, everybody, we should figure out. Let's see. Next week is spaghetti western jamboree. So we gotta think of a spaghetti western to watch.
The Great Silence.
It's not on streaming.
Oh, son of a bitch!
I know.
It's so good though. It's with Cos Quincy,
dude.
Once Upon a Time in the West.
What was that? Once Upon a Time in the West. Did you say? I don't.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in the West is a solid one.
Oh, dude. Well, it's one of the greatest ever, and it's Leon.
What about Two Fistfuls of Dynamite?
That is, I think.
And that's a rare one that people don't know about.
I know. People really do.
Maybe that should be the one.
I think so. It's a long one.
It's got James Coburn.
Yes. It's a long one, mind you. Yeah, and Rod Steiger.
Yeah, but so is Once Upon a Time in the West. Isn't that like almost 3 hours?
Yes, that is. Yeah. Well, I mean, that is his magnum opus, right? Like I always tell people, that's a movie that begins with about 15 minutes of waiting. But
it's so amazing
you will ever see in your life.
Well, the way that they subverted the heroic image of Henry Fonda, and the way Henry Fonda turned out to be such a cold-blooded son of a bitch.
In my opinion, for my money, best movie villain ever.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Harmonica Man.
Evil
and the mythology of that audio, and that for me, Once Upon a Time in the West has what I feel is a revenge fan freak who loves revenge films.
Yes.
Once Upon a Time in the West, the reveal of the drive of Charles Bronson's character is, to me, it's the best. It's the best out of all of them.
Yes.
All of them. That one just really stuck with me. But then I was really close with my brother.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, but I think it was Dario Argento who came up with that. Because Dario Argento did work on the script for that movie.
For the Harmonica Man?
For Once Upon a Time in the West. So I've always thought that maybe it was Argento that came up with that idea. I
came up with the idea of the reveal at the end?
The reveal, yeah, where you find out who the Harmonica Man is.
And why he's the Harmonica Man.
Frank.
Yeah.
Right? You're the one that makes appointments. You're the one that doesn't keep them.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome movie, man. Awesome.
I vote Two Fistfuls of Dynamite.
Yes. So maybe we should do Fistful of Dynamite.
Because that'll be easier to find Dynamite.
Duck you sucker. Yeah, that's
that's the other name, Duck You Sucker.
Duck You Sucker. That's the original.
I don't suggest any Western anymore. You refuse the only one I ever fucking said.
Which is?
What's the one you ever fucking said?
Lucky Luke. He says it's not spaghetti Western enough.
Yeah, it's not a spaghetti.
What's Lucky Luke?
It's based on the French comic book, Lucky Luke, with Terrence Hill.
Lucky Luke.
Oh.
Here's to you.
The guy that shoots faster than a shadow.
Or a 70s film.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Shoots faster than a shadow. It's pretty good, but he says it doesn't fit in the spaghetti Western.
It's not. It's not a spaghetti.
Because it's not.
Well, you just said it's based on a French comic book, which isn't spaghetti Western.
Well, you could have a spaghetti Western.
It's inspired by spaghetti Western.
If it was produced and made by Italians in Spain. In
or Italy.
Well, it's produced and acted by an Italian.
Yes, German.
And it's Terrence Hill.
Yes, but it's not.
Terrence Hill.
It's not.
Terrence Hill. Come on, my name is nobody.
Oh,
you're such a Nazi! I swear.
That's fucking. That's a fucking great movie.
What I love about you should and it's free to watch on YouTube. Like, god damn it!
It's like you think you own the channel or something.
I know.
It's crazy.
I'm sorry to be such a hard on, man.
I'm gonna bring it every time.
The spaghetti Western era was it was a time.
Come on, can't you throw the Canadian Frenchie a bone?
Right.
Son of a bitch. Throw the Quebecian bastard a bone. Give him one, you son of a bitch.
He knows he's my boy. We can do that. But I'm thinking for next week we should still do W soccer.
Yeah,
I think so.
Send the link to the video earlier so I can watch it at a time.
Yes, no, I will, because also it's a longer one. But yeah,
and Brian, that revenge film with Paul Naschy was what, The Night of the Executioner?
Night of the Executioner.
They remade that with Scott Glenn.
Oh, are you talking about Man on Fire?
No, they made a remake of Night of the Executioner with Scott Glenn.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because I know that title, and I think it's Night of the Executioner.
Gotcha.
With Scott Glenn. But I'm going to look up the Naschy one, because I want to see that. I love especially those 70s vigilante movies.
If you can't find it, I'm pretty sure I have a digital copy. I can always upload it and send you.
That would be cool, man. Thank you.
No, you got it, man. That's one of the things that's so great about. That's the cool thing about digital media is that it's super easy to share, right? And
one of the reasons why
that's one of the things I love about doing this stream. Is like I said, there's always a link to the movie downloaded down below in the description. I remember when Dillard popped in once and we were doing Train to Busan. He's like, "Yeah, this movie looks dope. Okay, bye guys. I'm gonna watch it right now." I was just like, "That's perfectly cool. I'm totally fucking fine with that."
Train to Busan's good. I watched that with my lady. She was like blown away. She loved that.
Yeah, no, that's I mean, and I like the sequel, Peninsula. I just think that
they made a sequel to.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's more like Escape
it's
from
called
New York
Peninsula?
with zombies, actually.
It's more like what?
Escape from New York with zombies.
Oh, dude, that sounds like fun.
It is. I just think that a lot of people were rough on it because it's not Train to Busan. But not everything can fucking be Train to Busan.
No.
So it's just, it's just like...
And it's called Peninsula.
Yeah. Right. And then there's going to be an American remake, of course. To Train to Busan.
Is that like a Netflix one, or is that like an Amazon Prime one?
No, I mean they're making
Wait, Last Train to Busan?
Yeah.
No, the sequel, Peninsula.
Yes.
Oh, that was great.
Because I'm going to go look it up and put it in the queue after I get off of here with you guys. I'm going to go look up the movies I want to watch. Right. I already fucked up and blew off my fucking Programming American Horrors. Ah, shit, I still got time. All right, you fuckers, I got to get off the air and program the schedule for American Horrors.
All right, brother. We appreciate
it, guys.
We appreciate
Take it easy.
Always a pleasure.
Peace.
For some reason, they never did the sequel in English. They never dubbed it. I don't know why, because Last Train to Busan is fucking amazing, dude.
That has to be dubbed into.
What was it called?
Why I keep pushing you? I keep pushing you with Lucky Luke.
What'd you say?
Do you know why I keep pressuring you with Lucky Luke?
Well, I mean, I know that you're a Lucky Luke stan.
It's because I grew up watching those, reading those comics and watching those cartoons, and that for me was the first Western I've ever fucking seen.
Oh, yeah. So
those 71 or 74 or something like that first cartoon. That was the first Western I've ever watched, and that's what got me interested in watching, the Clint Eastwood and all the other ones. That was my first thing. Terrence Hill is not like in there. It's not like a perfect Lucky Luke, but it's a funny film to watch.
Right, and you could cast worse.
Yeah, but if you really want to see what Lucky Luke is, on YouTube they also have the old cartoon translated in English. So,
oh, do they really? Are those on?
Daisy, there's
YouTube?
Daisy something. Yeah,
I would love
it's on YouTube. If you type Lucky Luke cartoon, they have like 2-3 of them in translated in English.
Oh man, I see that they replaced his cigarette with a
branch of I think I forgot what it is.
A sprig of something.
Yeah. But dude, the fun part is that he would always like ride his horse, and Jolly Jumper can talk.
Yeah.
And he's just riding his horse, and he would roll his cigarette with one hand while he's just and then light it up. And the gimmick is that he shoots faster than the shadow. He can, take his gun out, shoot before his shadow he can't even fucking keep up.
That's fucking great.
Which is the thing that they did in what's it again? Oh god damn it, Buster something.
Buster Scruggs.
Yeah, Buster Scruggs. That's Lucky Luke.
Yes,
like that is Lucky Luke.
Right.
Yeah. Like he takes a mirror, shoots back, pa-ting, pa-ting. That's Lucky Luke.
Yes. Lucky Luke 2001 complete series. I guess that was the new one. The one that you grew up with, I'm guessing, was from the 70s.
Yeah, 70s and 80s.
Let's see.
Daisy Town is the
here we go.
Yeah,
84.
The 70 something is called Daisy Town, I think.
Daisy Town.
That's what I grew up, dude. That was my first Western, and I was like,
dude, you never Daisy Town, 1971. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing is I think we always have a special relationship with the stuff that we bonded with as kids.
The funny thing, it's
part of our personal mythology.
Yeah. It's a French cartoon.
Yeah.
But you know what's the fucking song of the fucking thing? I'm a poor lonesome cowboy. Even in the fucking French version, it's always the same fucking English song.
That's great. Hey man, look, the reason the Italians started making westerns was because the whole world loved westerns. You know, and it's nice to see the genres making kind of a comeback now, especially with the comic books, man. Especially with the comic books. You know, digging that for
well, you know, comic books give you the freedom to do whatever fucking want. Like, it's one of the best interviews I've ever heard of Jim Lee, because I fell on that interview. Like, I've been a Jim Lee fan for a long time, right? And one of the, like, I was studying for movies. I was in university and shit like that, and I fell on an on an interview of him, and that motherfucker technically, like, you know that he was studying to be a doctor before he decided to go and actually concentrate into arts.
Really?
And one of his first things was trying to fucking get into movies.
George Miller was like
he wanted to work into movies.
Actual doctor.
So he went to study for movies, right?
Yeah.
And that's when he realized that he goes, no, I don't want to do movies anymore because it's too much fucking trouble. Like, he came up to the same fucking conclusion as I did, and I fell on the freaking interview while I was coming to that same.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they're like, dude, there's nothing better than comics. There's no fucking actors, no budget, no nothing, no limitation. I can do whatever I fucking want. If I feel like doing a western, I'll do a fucking western. If I want to do horror, fucking
exactly.
If I want to do a Zeppelin, I'm doing a vampire fucking assassin.
Right. If I want a Zeppelin in my fucking guerrilla western, I can just have Preston draw me a fucking Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. I feel we're just like really fucking lucky to be working in the art form that we're working.
Yeah, comic book is the best fucking medium.
I think it's incredibly special. Why
do you think you have a whole bunch of people that, you know, can't make it into video games or can't make it into movies, and they all gonna come into comic books to try and make their way into those fucking things? Why? Because it's the best way of doing it.
Right. But it's got to be in your heart. People can tell when you're not sincere, right? Like the story that I always tell about the fucking the New York Comic Con, like, God, this must have been 12 years ago. That was the year that, like, I went. I had the first 2 issues of Six Gun, and I had this big "fuck you" banner, and we sold out of comics. 400 comics we sold out on day 2. Yeah.
Dude, that was Zidara 9 when I first did the Merc story. That was pretty much it.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's just like I keeps it real. I'm like, okay, we got lucky. When you walked in the room and you looked left, you saw the big "fuck you" Six Gun Gorilla banner. That helped, and the other thing that helped also quality product, right? And you had me, the writer, you had Adrian, the artist, and the cover artist, all there signing the books. Yeah. People were like, and you're just charging like what, $5 for an issue? We're like, yeah, like we're not going to charge for a fucking.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. Like when we did the Zidara 9 there, the guy did 1 and 2, right? Yeah. And he barely sold 50 copies. Then he did Zidara 9 3. And then you had me, you had my friend Steph Dumas, and a few others. But the thing is, when we launched it in Quebec City, we were all there. We were all showing up, listed to go sign and this, and we're not charging, right?
No way.
And I don't know if you remember the story, but I'm a single dad, and I could only afford to be there 1 day.
Yeah.
So I left at 5 a.m. because I was paying a fucking babysitter. Yeah. So I left at 5 a.m. in a bus, made it over there around 10 something in the morning.
Yeah.
Right. And I was coming back that same fucking night with the night bus, right?
Yeah.
So I show up there middle of fucking winter, like snow everywhere with my fucking, mallet and shit like that. And there's a big fucking lineup of like 20-ish something people. And I'm like, dude, that's working. Like, who are they waiting for? They're waiting for you. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, we started selling the book on Thursday. We told them you were coming on Saturday, and they're all waiting for you. I'm like, well, let me sit down and let's take care of them. They're not going to wait any longer.
That's so
dude, that's the thing. Like, he sold 350 copies on that day.
That's so fucking awesome. But yeah, I have to keep it real. One of the reasons that I think that we did so well was because every single other comic was a fucking zombie comic.
Yeah.
Everyone in Independence Alley. And I was just looking at these motherfuckers, and they were just looking at each other like, oh, fuck, you had the same idea.
But they're all, that's the thing, they're all following trends instead of going like, it's one of the things, like when you come in, you're like, everybody's doing sci-fi. Okay, then I'm going to do Blood Hunt. Like, you have to, you're not following trend, you go out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's just like, we had no competition. We had no competition because everybody was doing a fucking zombie comic because fucking Walking Dead was the big deal. It was on the fucking the pass, which I still have, and that's the show where I walked past Frank Darabont, and I was just like, afterwards,
the cons I was doing
on a convention, I always have comics with me.
The cons I was doing, they were all doing zombie comics too, but the thing was that they were doing them really badly.
I'm so disappointed that I missed the cons this year because I got sick when it was last year, like in November or so like that. And dude, I'm like, I missed the, because it's always like a year in advance. You have to reserve those fucking tables.
Yeah.
Especially the two ones that I like to go to. And
we have to figure something out. We got to fucking meet at a con.
Yeah.
That's long overdue.
You guys need to come on my side of the town, and I need to go join you on your side.
Yes. You're always.
How far away are you from Texas, Brian?
Teja, I'm in New York, son.
Yeah, but where in New York?
I'm in like the Hudson Valley. I'm like an hour outside of the city.
Okay.
No, we're like 2 hours outside of the city now.
Where are you at, Matt? As far as Texas, like how far away? Like from Houston.
Always wanted to do a con in Texas.
Because I know you're in California, so you're not really
probably like
that far.
Pretty far.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. Oh,
but yeah, we gotta figure that one.
Because Phil and all those guys
fly there maybe. Otherwise, I think it would take like 2-day drive or something.
Well, you're in Texas.
Phil and a bunch of other guys met over at the Houston Comic-Con this year. Yeah.
Yes.
I think even Lit was there, to be quite honest.
I know, like this weekend, I wanted to go to Howard Days. That shit's going on this weekend, and that's 2 hours out of Houston. That they've been having.
I live in Louisiana.
Probably roboting right now.
Texas.
But Houston's not that far away. So I mean, it's like what 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, but there has to be another con where it's where everybody's closer. Because I remember when we're talking with the Hardline, like they were telling me, I think it's Florida or another one, like where it's kind of like closer for everybody to just go.
What about Nolan's? Nolan's about Comic Cons?
Yeah, they have Comic Cons over there. Well, they used to.
I want to come down there, and I know you probably know all the sweet places to eat, like all the cool restaurants.
All the places,
junk food.
Any place you eat in New Orleans, it's going to be a tourist trap.
So you're telling me I could go to the U.S. and have some people where I could speak French and English, and people would understand me?
Yeah.
Pretty much, actually. Cajun French. It's a form of French anyway.
It's like, bonjour, mes chéris, comment ça va?
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, you could go hang out with some Cajuns, members of the offshoot branch of your tribe.
But they came here.
Much.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We got to go and talk shit about people behind their backs in the back room and plot mischief. Matt, tell these fools where you at and where they can find you.
Probably robot right now, but hey, thanks, Brian, for having me on. If you guys want, you can find me on Twitter at Runecutter Comic. If you guys want to pick up my book, it's at bookcleaver.com. And yeah, I got a YouTube channel, Metal Movies and Brewskis. I do talk about comics and stuff like that. And thanks, Brian. Appreciate you, bro. Man.
You got it. Oh, and what your overall opinion of tonight's movie? I'm sorry, I kept talking over you. I'm fucking yappy tonight. I'm probably stepping on you a lot. What was your opinion?
Too much weed.
Yeah.
Oh, my opinion of the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, man. I've been like roboting, and I've been seeing everybody roboting the last hour. I thought it was awesome, man. I thought it was cool, like having the monster mashup. It really reminded me of Cabin in the Woods a lot, but with the aliens kind of running the show instead of the big,
right?
Right. Three with the.
Why does it have a mermaid?
Eldritch gods. So
would it have killed them though? Would have killed them to like?
Oh no, that mermaid's pretty awesome.
Hair, some yak hair on Paul's nose. It's not my favorite. It's probably my least favorite makeup.
I can't believe
the makeup in the later movies is fucking dope. Like
I like the Wolfman in this movie. I just didn't like his, like you said, the nose. The nose was like fucking stupid. Right. I was like, dude, what the fuck? You could have just put like
unfinished.
You could have put a square clown's nose on his nose. I would have been fine with that.
Something. Preston, tell these fools where they can find you and your magnificent art.
Doc Salem on YouTube, Nikki the Pipe on Twitter, X, and check out, sign up for Hell Night before I cancel it. Sign up. I think I'm gonna end that tomorrow. Like, sign up. This week,
gotta give people a little bit of a fucking warning.
I'm gonna end this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna announce it either tonight or tomorrow and let them know that the sign up's about to end. You know?
Yeah. Because Hell Night is gonna be lit.
I want to launch the campaign next month.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Just keep it going till your lunch.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. I want to, and then I have to do more fucking sketch cards.
And
there you go. There's the reason.
There you go. Okay.
That's what I was asking. What's the reason?
That makes sense to me, bro. fucking A. Sim, tell these fools where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all those nice little places under Simon Poitier or Simming Slayer. I'm on YouTube. I do Doodle and Chill every Saturday, and soon I'm going to be starting the Friday night stream of the Weekenders with you folks joining in if you guys want, like we discussed. Yeah. I've been making some cool intro videos. If you go check it down on my thing. I've been having fun. And another thing I've been doing is, how can I say this? I'm working on the print file.
Masturbating? Oh, okay.
You're working on what?
I'm working on the print file. So I'm putting the book together, and we're going to print pretty fucking soon. So I just have those 2 pages to letter that the Beacon finished, the 2 extra pages I added to the book. Now the book, I did the print file so far. It's 120 page.
Are you talking about the colored version?
Swelling up.
It's 118 page of story, dude.
You talking about the colored version of Nat the Merc? I mean, not Nat the Merc.
No, Tales from the Nightverse 2. It's done. I'm doing the print file right now.
Yeah, okay. It's just like he's like Yukio Mishima. He was a guy who was like I just write one more line.
Yeah, but the thing is, I went to, like everything was done, and I'm like, okay, let's go over everything. I'm like, dude, that story could really use 2 extra page of battle armor, like in Metal Valkyrie. I feel like I'm blue balling people with this, and I just drew 2 extra pages, send it to Beacon. I'm like, can you get this done? Go, dude. And they're done. Right now I'm going over the dialogue and doing the lettering and the print file. Yesterday I did the print file. Everything's set up. I just need to go pop up the touch up, right? I'm going over everything, fixing where some places the dialogues are not placed. I need to they're too close.
Right.
Stuff like that. That's where I'm at right now. I'm finishing up the print file and I'm going to fucking print. And it has a nice Bisley back cover.
And and if you need anything from me, hit.
I'll probably send you the when I'm happy with what I have as a dialogue for those 2 pages, because I don't want to put too much. I'll just send it to you just to go over it to make sure that I make no stupid mistakes.
All right, and I'm not a little bitch. Like everything, that's all. My rewrites. Those are suggestions. You take what you like and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Leave like my masterpieces.
But the print file's in the book, and dude, it feels so fucking good.
Dude, yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that. This is gonna be a fun summer. You know, we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be busting books,
but
campaigns and shit.
I don't think I'm gonna be doing this on like a 120-page book again like this, because I should have made it 2 books.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's late, and I know if I get a late book, if it's fatter,
the thing is
that's like the best bonus you could throw in, right? You know, like fucking bookmarks, stickers, and shit. All that stuff's fine, but the best is always more pages, fatter.
Yep.
Right.
It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really, really do appreciate you. And until next week, when we have a Spaghetti Western Jamboree, I want to say peace. I want to say love, and want to say no.